All aboard!
This is Pelon and Chubby, episode 60. This week we come back with some post-Halloween nightmares. Missing a week, trying to get back in the rotation of doing podcasts. Pelon goes on a monster-sized rant as he goes out, checks out the polls. We also talk about post-voting. It's now a wacky, wacky weed world. Jay, the holy roller, is having a midlife crisis, or is he? Let's see if he got the job that he's looking for. Mark, the blind guy, is on another campaign, but he doesn't bring up the wedding. What's going on? Let's check in with him. And Chubby is always going forward, trying to get on shows. This is episode 60, week number 6, Pelon and Chubby. Check us out.
Activate.
It's the Pelon and Chubby Show with your hosts Rich Salas and Guy Murray, talking about comedy and everything that crosses their mind. It's the Pelon and Chubby Show.
Hello and good evening and welcome to another episode of the Pelon and Chubby Show. I'm Rick Salas.
I'm Guy Murray.
I'm Jay Feverman.
And together we are...
Pelon and Chubby.
We're here again
We're somebody.
on Wednesday, 6:30 as always, except for last week it was Halloween, and we got to take out the young kids for all the trick or treating, which was kind of cool.
Did you dress up?
I did, but because we went to a church event, there's no masks or anything like that.
No mask at mass?
So, yeah, they don't want it.
Didn't you go to Calvary, though?
Yeah, they don't want any masks. Scare the kids.
I thought they were contemporary.
I was wearing a mask, and I was at Calvary.
Well, you're a rule breaker. You like to push
I
the
do
envelope.
like that a little bit.
So,
Everyone's like, that's cool.
anywhere, like even at school, they told all the kids that come into school not to wear a mask to school. They wear their costumes, but of course they did. So my kid has to be the costume cop. Teacher, he's wearing a mask.
I wonder where he gets that from. Yeah,
I gotta teach him
Snitches
the
get
rules.
stitches.
Yeah, that we don't have a household
Snitches get stitches.
household of snitches to pick up another. I told him just hang out with the chicks.
Informer
man.
911. Informer 911.
The more time you spend with them, the more you understand them, the more you're going to appreciate it later on in life. Just hang out with the chicks, get to know them,
That's right.
figure out all their little quirks and ins and outs and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Getting to know you.
I was like to my buddy who was in high school.
Getting to know about
He
you.
he became a
Getting to
cheerleader.
know you.
And all the guys were kidding him like, you're going out to be a cheerleader and stuff. What the heck is wrong with you? And he was getting with all the girls,
Well,
man.
not such a bad idea.
Yep.
There's
They were like, oh, wow. They thought he was just he was he was totally friggin' just working it
Yeah.
to get the girls, man.
So we got a lot
Smart.
going on. We're going to check out what happened throughout the week for everybody and, get back in touch. We got 2 weeks of stuff to talk about in our lives. A whole lot going on yesterday. You would have thought it was, I don't know, some special DJ in town, whatever. But there was people out in the streets last night. Voting, I guess, is what they're saying is the reason for everybody being out on a Tuesday night. I just, we're going to talk about it some more, but we're going to go over the whole election thing, what we think about it, what common thought is.
Maybe
there's a
some
lot going
common
on.
sense, too.
Whatever, yeah. And so we're going to go over that. And then I don't even know. We're going to do some current events. I don't even know if there's any time for anything else because there's a lot of stuff in just the Tuesday shift from yesterday. And then I got a whole thing that happened to us over the weekend. We went on a little staycation that, let's just say, turned volatile real fast.
Staycation, all I ever wanted. Staycation, had to get away or stay at home.
something like that.
So we're gonna talk about all that stuff. Thank you guys for joining in. This is somewhere in the 60-ish episode, but we are happy to still be alive. We're happy to still be on the air, and there's some bright things coming I can't talk about, but this time it looks for real. We've had scares. We've had warnings of money being thrown at us, but this time I think it's going to be for reals. For real? Thrown at me, and then in turn I'm going to invest it into the show.
Trickle down.
But I have a feeling that if everything works out like it's supposed to, we are going to be seeing quite an upgrade in this room right here. Camera-wise, sound-wise.
You got to pay the help, man.
It's going to be pretty darn cool. Yeah, when I collect all the money that I've lost so far, then I'll start paying out some.
Oh, okay.
But so it's going to be pretty darn cool. So we got that going on, which, like I say, I can't talk about. We can't jinx it, but
Knock on some wood.
It's looking pretty darn good.
Nice.
So let's start with which one of you two is feeling froggy. We are missing one blind guy.
If you've seen him, send him our way.
Send him our way.
Peace out, Boy Scout.
But
let's get into that.
It's another topic.
That is a topic. Yeah.
Let's go. Who wants to go first on their week?
It's been an amazing week. Follow up to the Halloween previous week, why we weren't here. I was like a winter chicken dinner type of guy with dress up costumes and things just was like snowballing and winning little kudos drawer. I was just like a landfall of items just getting dumped.
Be careful what you say.
Yeah.
Drawers. No, I'm saying drawers like usually mean panties to me.
Drop the panties. I was dressed as Skeleton Bones, and our group theme was the Skeleton Crew. And even though we have more employees than any other departments, but we were the Skeleton Crew. And so we were making fun of that. So cute. Yes. We didn't win as a group, but as some individuals. And
that was quite a build-up, saying all hell came your way, and then you said we didn't win.
But no, I was like our Wednesday is our group meeting. Okay. So our departmental meeting, and they did a exercise with them wrapping me in toilet paper. So while I was dressed as a skeleton, they wrapped me, and my mummy looked better. And so I won a prize for that. I got to go to the prize drawer. I won for that.
Nice.
Prize drawer. What did you win? What did you get out of the prize drawer?
I forgot what the drawer is. Oh, no, I got a Bluetooth speaker. Pretty nice, decent gift.
All right.
See, guy, he can get into all this shit. Like he gets in there with the chicks, and then we're
having fun with
this.
Me.
There was 3 girls rapping me, and so I'm just standing there. And when they got to the close intricate spots, I was like keeping HR in mind. I was like, "Let me help you with that," and I'll just did a little pelvic thrust, and they kept rapping, and they were like, "Oh my god, 2 minutes!"
See, he gets all in. They come to me with this, like, "Can we rap? Fuck off!"
I will be a subject. Hey,
they know not even to ask.
Now, if they have a pajama party or some sort of thing like that, and we're sitting there and painting each other's fingernails, that might be where I draw the line. But being the only guy on
notice he said might.
Bullshit. You're right in there.
You're in there. You're like,
because girls get giddy,
And you're trying to
look, we get the paint guy up.
He's
so
like,
I'm down for that.
What can I get away with that my lady's not going
You're trying to catch
give
one.
me too much grief about?
I'm down for that.
He's trying to catch one in a moment of weakness that he can pick off out of the herd.
Get the weaker one, the one that's giggling. He's letting
See the one that
I've never heard. What is that?
I've never been with a brother before.
Talk about the first thing that pops up. How about that? But yeah, no, it's been a good week on that. And then we went home, passed out candy. I missed being here with you guys. I did, and missed being out here on Facebook Live. But it was kind of a good break,
it fired me up
back to come back in the saddle.
That's our first miss.
Well, for quite a series and
for
everything
like
else.
A year.
Yeah, we did. No, we didn't do the Thanksgiving week.
Oh, we didn't.
No. That's how we wound up.
All right, so it's our second miss.
So yeah, we did, and then we. But that was kind of the only
it's
real
important.
stop. And Christmas wasn't. Nice. Yeah, so we
we
wrapped it, baby.
Camera. Yeah, throw it somewhere.
So baby, that's what we got. And no, it's just been good, and I'm back. I got the fervor, I got the fire in my belly. I had a couple of live things that I did. Had a lot of
Fire,
entertaining.
Maybe that's,
smoke. She is
maybe that's just the hot sauce from lunch.
It's the hot sauce, baby. It's the hot sauce. What's inside that? What are you drinking?
What were those tacos I had?
But it's good to be back. Good to be
I
back.
like tacos. I love that commercial, man. I like tacos.
Just belts because that shit was pretty potent. What was that? Yeah. Damn, Rick. So, how was your week, Jay?
My week was it was good, interesting. I started. I'm still doing the same job, but I'm at a different location now. So
Different boss?
Sort of, not the different. Yeah, and she's cool, and she's
Closer to home?
It's closer to home, so it's okay. It still has its challenges, and also we had the things that weren't supposed to be happening over there. First night, she goes, "Well, I got some good news. You're here. The bad news is you brought your bad luck with you," because people are calling out and everything and stuff. But it's like a guy's got a health issue, so we're praying for him because it's like for real. So he's in the hospital. So, and he's a good dude. I like him. So he's like, so. But besides that, the staff is we're getting along fine, and I'm sure they hate my guts, but they seem to be okay with me, and it's going okay, and it's closer to home, and did that. Then of course did Halloween, same deal. We went to our harvest thing at our Calvary, and it was good. Apparently they were okay with me having a mask. I had the old guy, I was doing like a wrestler or something, like I was a cowboy, and took a lot of pictures. My boy was Superman. He's into Superman, but now he's been Superman for 2 years, and after the last night as Superman, I guess he saw some other kid in a Superman costume, and he says, "All done, Superman done, no more." So that was it. So he wore it. That was a pretty new one too.
Who wore it best?
Yeah, and he's all done. That's it, done.
That's like when you grow out a goatee and then you see somebody with a goatee and you're like, "Fuck, I'm shaving that thing tomorrow."
But that does not beat the best what he said to the principal.
What did he say to the
My son's turning into a little bit of a Weisenheimer and stuff, and a little Dennis the Menace.
Imagine that.
He's super bright. He's super smart, but he doesn't always want to do his work. He likes to mess around, play, have fun like any kid. And so apparently he messed around a little too much and got in trouble. And we said, "Hey, it's okay. You can discipline him." And so his discipline was he was going to take time out from his recess. They took him out to recess and go, "You're going to sit here on this bench for 5 minutes while all the other kids play around you." And know what he says to his principal? To Mrs. Roden? He goes, she says, "This is why. This is why. I'm missing Roden. You're blah, 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 blah." And he just goes, "Bye-bye, Roden. Bye-bye. See ya."
Nice.
Wow. And we just started laughing. That was awesome when we heard that. And, of course, she stayed and stuff. And he just goes, "Bye-bye, Roden. I said bye-bye." That means you go.
Hey, the best part of that story is at least somebody in the family got a sense of humor. That's good.
Yeah, one of it. He does, anyways. But so yeah, ultimately it was a good week, and so he's got his little cougar run where he's going to run around. We raise a little bit of money for the school, and there you go.
Cougar run?
Yeah, it's that's because they're the Cougars of his school.
Shoot.
There's nothing like that.
Shoot.
Nothing like that. I'll leave that. I'll leave that one alone.
Okay.
The kids are their mascot is the cougar, and he's going to run around. They're raising some money for the school, which is a good thing.
Nice.
Although I do think, I bet if the money was more appropriated from the lottery in California, that's been going on forever, you probably wouldn't even need to do that. But that's just me. That's going.
You know what's crazy is no matter how much donations, whatever, like you could donate $5 million to your school down the street right here, and they would still be doing all their fundraisers. They don't know how to just say, "You know what? Fuck, we got enough money. Don't worry about it."
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
I think they're just programmed to ask and ask and ask.
But it's a good thing with the kids with autism and stuff. So
yeah, we're going to open up that store if all this stuff happens. It's going to be a resource center for families with children that are autistic. So like they don't know, where to go to get help, how to apply for stuff. There's going to be somebody that's going to be there full time. That all they do is help you apply for everything and do everything.
Well, you guys know because you've lived it, right? And
Well, we don't know nothing. Yeah, that's why we've just been fumbling through it all. But it'd be nice if we had somebody that actually maybe used to work there that can show you, walk you through it, and we're going to pay their salary from the store, from the thrift store. So that's the whole. That's where the nonprofit comes in. Is we're going to fund having somebody there full time just to assist people.
Yeah.
Yeah, so families can come from wherever and find out how the whole thing works.
Yeah.
Because there's more and more kids. And the job of the county, whether they like to admit it or not, is to deny everybody. And then hopefully you'll forget about it or get frustrated and you won't ask for the money. Mm-hmm. And then the ones that, persist get the money, for help for their kids or programs. Because you're supposed to get a whole laundry list of stuff for your kid that they pay for. And you don't get it because nobody tells you how to do it. And they just tell you denied because you didn't provide all the information, whatever. There's companies out there that'll help you with it. They'll do everything for you, but they're going to take a chunk of your money once you get it.
Yeah. Well, a big part of it is getting the kid to get the medical diagnosis.
Right.
With
get all the stuff. But then there is a lot.
There's a lot to it
that can come along. So that's what we're going to do.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be pretty cool.
It might be. Maybe that's the blind guy.
What a jack.
Beat down the door. Mr. Kirk McHenry's in it.
All right, folks. It looks like the blind guy finally made his way here.
Kirk McHenry, how you doing, buddy?
Dude, if there's dents on that door, I'm going to choke out that blind dude.
He gets one shot.
Yeah, close the door.
Got to jump.
Get under that. They're going to have to adjust the camera a little bit.
Going to have to hurdle. Pause break.
We're just readjusting our nuts. Mark has made his way. Mark, the blind guy's in the house. What's up? I saw you last night, but I didn't want to embarrass myself and say hi to you. We were in public.
Well, ain't that about a bit? No.
I don't like associating with your kind.
My kinds.
You're over at the library for the voting drop-off.
Oh, I just dropped
envelope.
it off.
That line was like an hour long.
I don't know how long I stood in it. Honestly, I was fucking wasted.
Yeah, you look like it.
Dude, you have no idea. So I went surfing and then
just
like
laughing and laughing.
Yeah, it's not your turn. Just a whole second. For a second. 1 second.
So,
and we're back.
We're back on. All right. So what?
He's the sound out of the darkness odor. Can you get him in?
Where's that? Oh, we gotta adjust the camera. Just move the bench.
Take the bench
behind
back.
there, move it back a little bit, and then pull the whole thing.
You didn't get my message? I guess you didn't get my message.
No, we're kind of busy.
Illiterate.
You got better things to do, man. Sorensen.
A little more.
Sorensen audio relay is on the service for.
You got to turn it that way a little bit.
Check microphone.
A little more. It's gonna be tight, man. Can you move the whole? Nah, the bench. You can turn it sideways. It don't matter, whatever. And then the crate on top, you can move that back a little bit on the table.
And now, no.
Go your way a little bit. Move the whole thing back the whole table a little more.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
There you go.
That'll work. That's fine.
Uh-huh.
All right, we're back, folks. We were on Jay talking about his week. Is that it? That all you had?
Yeah.
Son getting in trouble, going to principal.
Going to principal and just
No more Superman.
Like father, like son.
Yeah, that's it, man. I only did that a couple times, man. He's meeting the principal a heck of a lot more than I did. I was slyer about it.
Right.
And not to mention my brother was the one who was always getting in trouble.
Yeah.
He was taking the rap, so I had to learn from him, and
Plus, back then when we were little, they didn't give a shit. They just let us beat the shit out of each other.
They did.
And just shut up.
They usually did. I get in a fight and
I didn't even know who the principal was. And that was bad.
Oh, I knew who my principal was. And even the vice principal. They used to let us, they let them swing. They had those paddles.
I had a fourth grade principal.
Corporal punishment.
Named Mr. Lamb. And
he wasn't lame?
No, Lamb.
I know, but he wasn't lame.
No, he made us like stand with our head against the walls, our hands behind our shoulder, like the head, like
corporal punishment
exactly.
type of shit.
No, for real, like an envelope, it would be still stuck to the wall when I left. Like,
don't give him nothing yet. Hold your mic stand down. Nope, down at the bottom. You can put your hand on the bottom.
Put your hand on the shaft. There you go.
Don't you ever talk to me like that.
I gotta put it in perspective
that he can understand.
Give me some weights.
So what else? So what's up in your world, Mark?
Well, I can tell you guys anything that I'm doing that you wouldn't like it, but I'm gonna tell you anyway because I've been surfing, bike riding, hanging out, massaging.
Must be nice.
This campaign is was done. Everything's over on that. So we're good there.
I don't even know if I want to ask what camp. I know it's weed related, of course.
Probably,
no, not at all.
AABB Z.
Never mind.
Which one?
Mine was Z, and
that's it.
Those other two.
How is that not what weed related?
The other two were against mine, but no, it was good.
AABB are not for you?
No, yeah.
Only Z?
Yeah.
QRS, TUV.
But what part of Z is for you? You're gonna get weed no matter what.
Prove it.
Z is just 11 shops. They want 11 storefronts open in the city of Vista. That's all Z is.
All Z is.
Yeah, proving that they can put 11 storefront dispensaries in Vista, which I think is 11 is way too many. Way too many.
It broke down to like every 10,000 because of traffic purposes.
Right. I just think it's too many.
Than your local fast food restaurant.
Yeah, but they're selling burgers. This is selling weed. Well, big difference.
CVS is selling pharmaceutical drugs.
Right.
So,
Well, here's my thing. Is like tonight, just having the dispensaries on this street right here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like 6 just on Santa Fe from going here to Sycamore.
Oh, wow.
The quality of life that has been popping up at AM/PM, the Arco down the street,
ain't making it,
is very, very suspect. And they're not making weed transactions. Bullshit. They're not making. These motherfuckers have no business in this part of town. I don't want to sound like an old man. Aren't you on the wrong side of the tracks, boy? I don't want to be like that, but motherfucker, aren't you on the wrong side of the tracks? Huh? Yeah, what the fuck business do you have in this part of town? We don't hardly have any black people that live here, so you really aren't supposed to be around here. You don't have any business here.
Well,
Guy is on a pass, to come and do the show, but there's no fucking black people around here. Why all of a sudden at the gas station is there like 6 or 8 of them that are all looking like they're committing multiple crimes? Not just being black in public. I'm talking about doing shit.
Well, you mean they're selling
they
other
are
drugs
going up to every window that pulls in and handoff is being made.
Cologne.
Yeah, I'm sure they are.
Nah, here's the thing, which I find strange.
Well, the thing with those guys was they were signature gatherers. But the campaign's
a bunch of BS.
Bullshit.
Anyways, no, there's a bunch of heroin going on. Heroin is big in the area.
Right.
And it's a lot of the homeless. It's disgusting.
Right. But here's my thing.
It's sad, but when you come into my establishment and you're doing drugs, guess what? In the freaking stall, you got to go.
Yeah.
And I don't play. I get pissed off.
Right.
I mean, that's where I'm like,
it's like if I can't join in, you got to get out.
No, I'm like, I'm going to shoot you.
You don't have enough for 2. You got to go.
Yeah, but
here's my thing. I don't mind the shops. I don't mind the weed.
I don't care about the weed. I don't.
I'm good with it. But when it starts bringing in all that other bullshit,
that part.
Yeah, you know what, man?
And the cops say, well, it's a misdemeanor now. I understand because everything's full up. You know what? I don't know. Somehow this country needs to have, it's California for sure. It's friggin' sad. Needs to get back to, like when you were saying a few weeks ago about back to basics and stuff. Mm-hmm. It's common sense, man. Don't, I understand people, everybody's been numbed out by social media to the point where it's okay and everybody's doing drugs and it's like, dude, just have your cigarettes, maybe smoke a little weed, drink a beer, but lay off all that heavy stuff and throwing your life away, becoming a homeless person, throwing it all away, giving up on life. Well, it's sad.
We just voted in another tax increase, so I don't know. California's on a bender.
Dude, you know what the problem is? People don't know what exactly they're out there.
I didn't vote for a tax increase.
Well, they have to make up for all the people that has.
I actually read the things.
They're losing money when people are moving out, so they have to increase another tax.
Yeah, people are moving out of California. So, I will probably be one of them in the near future.
So we might as well get into the
economic influx.
Well, how was your week?
Oh yeah, how was your week?
I don't know if we have time for it. All right, so it kind of goes along with Jay, what Jay was talking about with people doing the drugs and stuff. So I'm down where we did the little staycation at the Hyatt Regency at Mission Bay. So we go down there, I had some points to burn, and we go down there and we stay in there, and it was less than spectacular. I'll tell you what happened in the end, but the room was super dingy. Yeah. And it's an upgrade. Here's how it's supposed to work with the level that we're at, because we stayed there for so long, and that's where we always stay, the Hyatts, that we get automatic upgrades as soon as we check in. We get free everything. We don't pay resort fees. We don't pay for parking.
Okay.
Saves like probably $300-400.
Membership has its privileges.
So we checked in. The mattress was super mushy. Felt like you were going to fall out of the bed. Room was just dingy, old looking. There wasn't a microwave. Here's what they do. They send me a letter and they call or they email me before we even check in. Are there any special needs that you have for your room? Is there anything you need? If I tell them I need 100 bottles of water in the room, there'll be 100 bottles of water in the room. And
yeah.
They go
can you pad the walls like you did the last time?
Yeah, they go like the extra step. So I said I just need a microwave and make sure it has a fridge in there. Well, they have a fridge, no microwave. So I had to call down, say, hey, can you bring the microwave? They brought it up. But why ask me if I want anything if you can't fucking deliver? And all it was a microwave.
Yeah.
Don't even ask me if that's the case. Anyway, so it started out a little rough, and then we go down to the pool. Service at the bars, like 10 minutes before somebody even asked me if I need help, standing there at the bar. And then they come up to you, oh, have you been helped, sir? If I don't have a drink in front of me and I'm staring at you, there's a good chance that, no, I haven't been helped yet.
And what was her reply?
Oh, well, let me get it, let me help you. So anyway, every time I went up there, okay, I understand. The first time, fine. It happens. But when you're sitting there cutting fruit and you're talking to somebody, come on. Or you're on your phone texting whoever, do that after you help the customer, And so it happened every time I went up to the bar. It was just, then I go to breakfast the next day, it's free, so you can't complain, free food, right?
Right.
Well, everything was under the bulb a little too long, or on the tray with the little sterno below it, a little too long. Food, man. So everything was, it's free.
But what time did you crawl out for this?
Breakfast? Like 8:30.
Oh, well.
So everything
should be.
The sausage
should be fresh, but
our pancakes stiff. Like,
oh God!
Lord knows you like your sausage,
right? Yeah. So breakfast,
like it hot and fresh,
right? Breakfast was terrible. And then it's hard. You don't want to complain about breakfast. So then they hand me a bill for $81.
For what?
For breakfast.
I
said, they said, well, just sign this and they're going to correct it when you check out. They credit it back, because your globalist status or whatever. And I said, no, It doesn't say that anywhere. I know that's what's coming out of your mouth, but I don't see that on the paper anywhere.
Yeah,
so no, I'm not signing it.
You get no credit on
Right. So anyway, it was just kind of rough. So we go out to the pool. We're fine by the pool, relaxing. Then we go over to that Belmont and go on the rides and stuff. You know, down there in San Diego.
Yeah.
Kids had a blast. They never went on rides really before.
Yeah.
They'd always say no, no, no. They went on everything and loved it.
Let 'em
Little
go.
train. So man, we had a blast.
Let them go.
Okay.
And so then we go over to get some Mexican food to go back to the hotel because I'm not trying to go eat there again.
Nice.
And we're in line, and there's three. Well, I ordered and sat down, and three just hotties. They're obviously college chicks, whatever, are ordering. But while they're ordering or waiting to order, they're talking about, yeah. And so they're talking about, we got so fucked up last night. Like all of them 12s. We got so fucked up. So I woke up this morning, I had to take some Adderall, and the Adderall wasn't really working. So I just said, fuck it, and started drinking again. And the other, I'm like, holy shit. I'm going on like 5 days of partying straight. I don't know if I can take this anymore. I might have to go do some blow later and just wake up, like, what in the fuck's going on? And they don't even look like the super. I'm like, I guess that's just normal now, So anyway, we get back to the hotel, and the kids are like, let's go back in the pool again. So I'm like, this whole weekend is like for them.
Yeah. Right.
So they got water slides and stuff.
Oh,
and
I love that.
June's kind of he's not the best listener, man. I know.
My son's not either.
He's going up the down escalator.
He goes up, and there's a lifeguard up there, and he's really not paying attention a whole lot. So he's telling him, hey, wait 5 seconds before you go. So, of course,
1, 2.
he looks at him and goes, and then dives in and goes down, right? And I'm yelling at him. I'm like, hey, and then the lifeguard's yelling at Kira, and I'm like, hey, bro, if you have any problem with her, just let me know, because she doesn't understand anything of what you're trying to say. She's not trying to be like him bad. She just doesn't know what she's doing. Yeah. Like he'll yell at her, stop, and she just keeps going and pushes him out of the way and stuff. Yeah. I'm like, well, she's autistic. She doesn't know, but she's got that like retard strength. So she will fucking run right through you, So she goes like, anyway. So this family shows up,
I see.
And the mom's at the bottom trying to catch the kid. Dad's up on top, puts the kid in there, and then he follows behind. Mm-hmm. Well, June's up there, and I see it already. The problem starting because I see the dad like they're playing basketball. Him and June up there, and he's like boxing him out. And June's trying to fight through, and the guy's like boxing him out. And I'm already thinking, hey, that's not real cool. But, he's trying to break the rules, so it's okay. So the guy goes down. He puts his kid down, and then the guy goes to go down. But June dives before the dad dives, and he's with the kid.
Oh, man.
So then the dad jumps in and follows. Anyway, at the bottom of the slide, the kid comes down. She tries to catch, but June is on top. So the lady is underwater, like drowning, trying to catch her kid, right? The dad comes flying down after and is like in a panic, right? So he pushes June out of the way, which I'm fine with. Pushes June out of the way, grabs his kid. Yeah. Meanwhile, grabs the wife by the hair and pulls her out of the water. Right? So it's like chaos, complete chaos. And I'm looking like, holy shit, what's going on here? Right?
Score.
So dad's fine. He's holding June. Mom's breathing. And the dad's like all in a panic. Everybody okay? Everybody it's done.
Someone save,
right?
someone
So I'm getting
save,
ready to talk to June and say, hey,
tonight.
You got to follow the rules, right? So the guy turns, the man holding the kid, in the water still, turns to June like he wanted to fucking murder him. So I'm watching. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? So he turns to him. You have to follow the rules. And I'm like, that's okay. Scare him a little bit. He needs it. He broke the rules. Scare him. The guy proceeds to walk towards June fast in the water. Grabs him by his arm.
Holy shit, that scared me.
And I don't know how hard he grabbed him because I can't feel it. and starts dragging him across the pool.
That's it.
No.
Uh-oh.
Kathy goes running.
It's over.
Take your hands off of my child.
Wow.
And I come behind her and I'm like, let him go or I will fucking murder you.
What a good time with the Salas family.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I don't actually say it because
say that.
there's a whole bunch of kids around. So and first time in my life,
Did you have to
I
stand up?
tried to
Diplomatic?
be the nice guy.
Try to be diplomatic.
Right?
I get it.
So I didn't. I just said, sir, that's not okay.
That's not okay now.
The rest, fine. Yelling at him, okay.
Grabbing him?
Once you decided to grab him by the arm, that's where you messed up.
Not so much.
The wife comes up. Our son has had 4 bypass surgeries. Oh, I'm sorry for you and your son. Do you think that it's a good idea to have him on the water slides after 4 bypass surgeries? And I'm thinking in my head, how is this my problem?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You chose to put him on the slide. This is a problem between 2 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Your husband is one that put hands on my child.
Yeah.
That's not okay.
It's not.
Concern we're talking about, nothing else.
Yeah, the rest of it is
Bullshit.
cool. When your husband, in his head, where he thought it was okay to turn to a 5-year-old, just turned 5-year-old kid and
manhandle
grab him,
Yeah.
like a
really
rag doll.
Just
assault
grab
him, physically assault a 5-year-old little boy,
Yeah.
wherever he thought that was okay, it's not okay. What is the difference? And people chime in on this if you want to. What is the difference between a chick in the pool, and I say chick politely, a chick in the pool getting grabbed or sexually assaulted, and my son being grabbed by a complete stranger in anger and being assaulted physically? What's the difference? Here, I'll tell you what the difference is. The hotel instantly calls the police when it's a chick getting sexually assaulted. When it's a little boy like that, they don't do shit.
They didn't do anything?
Nothing. They question the people, and because they're a cookie-cutter white family with a bunch of little kids, they believe their story that that's what happened. The husband told the whole story about throwing June off and all that stuff, and that's where he decided the story should stop right there.
Oops.
He omitted the whole part about grabbing him
Yeah.
and pulling him across the pool. So I asked Kathy, I said, look, what if something happened to Kira in the pool? And me being protective of her, I got pissed off and went over and grabbed a kid for hitting Kira and dragged him and threw him out of the pool. What would you think? Well, I would think you're fucking nuts. Like, you know, what are you doing?
Yeah, he went too far.
So well, how about this? How about when that happens, follow the rules. Where are your parents at? I want to talk to your parents. Come and get me. June, you're on the bench, dude. You're going to be on timeout for the next hour. You might not even get on the slide again. What happened to that? Is it okay just to run over and discipline somebody else's kid?
Of course not. Of course not.
Are you
He went-
fucking out of your mind? So so I'm trying to be nice. I'm not trying to cause a scene. There's tons of people, which you would have thought somebody just pulled out a stick of dynamite or a machine gun, because the people went gone. Like instantly, the whole pool is empty.
If you weren't there, Kathy would have done that, I feel like. You
Yeah.
know?
So they questioned the other family, and then whatever they said was golden. That was acceptable as the story. So I went back and I said, hey, what was the story they told? And I said, yeah, I agree with it 100%. But did he continue with, okay, so then there was a little time that went by, and then I lost my fucking marbles and grabbed this kid. He didn't tell you that part of the story? Oh, no shit. He didn't want to be a man and fucking stand up to what he did.
Yeah.
You know? So I said, here,
That
look.
about a bitch.
And then I ended up in the bar later on that night because we just took the kids out of there. First, and the guy was allowed to stay in the pool, where if he would have had another flashback, he could have snatched him up again because he was right there. So they didn't protect my kid. They didn't protect my family. They have an obligation when something like that happens to protect people. And they didn't do it. They didn't take the proper steps. They didn't ask me if I wanted them to call the police. They didn't do shit, right? So I ended up in the bar later on that night, and I'm telling one of the guys, he happened to be there, one of the managers, I told him, I said, I'm still not okay with this, because I got this feeling inside like I didn't protect my son. Like I should have dove in that pool and beat the fuck out of this guy and maybe drown him. That's what I should have done. You know, that's justice. But I didn't do it, right? Because there's other kids around. So I didn't do it. For acting right, I get penalized, you know? And I said, this guy needs to be sent a message. and know that he can't just walk around and choke out kids. He can't do that. He can't just fucking.
Well, you didn't grab him by the throat. You grabbed him by the arm.
Okay, same difference.
Hey,
Okay, he messed up. He definitely did.
But he needs to know that there's a price to be paid for your actions, and when you do stupid shit like that, you need to pay the price. So for anything, I don't want a fucking asshole like that walking around. And now June says, I want to go swimming, but I just don't want to go swimming at that pool because there's dicks there.
Well, there's that. Well, that's a solution too.
Now you got that.
Right. That's a solution too.
Right. But why should he feel that way? Why should he be every time we go to a pool now that he's going to get choked out? You know what I mean?
Well, look, it's ultimately the guy was wrong. He was right up to a point, and then he definitely crossed the line there because he's being protective. His kid is friggin',
which I'm fine with.
Is friggin',
dude, throw my kid. Look, if he's on top of your kid's drowning because of something my kid did. Fucking throw him a football field. I don't give a fuck. Right? Throw him out. If he gets hurt, he gets hurt. Fuck it. He messed up.
What he did was secondary.
Right.
Okay, because
after
he already pushed June out of the way on the slide. He turned around then. No, fuck that. This is tertiary. This is third, because he turned around and said, you broke the rules. Don't do that. Which, again, like you said,
also okay.
That's okay.
But then he proceeded to follow that with his third punishment by dragging him by.
Absolutely.
So that's where it goes wrong entirely. Hey,
I'm surprised you didn't.
I'm all about self-defense, but after the first punch, it's no longer valid. So, this is the same punishment because he verbally and already moved him out of harm's way.
Like,
so don't go and grab him.
What if, let's say this. Let's say they're a little bit older, but they're still like 10 years old, 12 years old, and they bump in the pool and they get into an argument and then they sock each other. Mm-hmm. Well, that's two kids. It's still not right, but that's two kids.
Yeah.
This is a fucking grown man going after a 5-year-old.
What I'm saying.
After the fact.
If it had been, I would have. It would have been really tough to not beat that guy. The only thing that would have stopped me the same thing is just because there's kids around.
So I've been getting calls.
And I don't want my son to see me beat another guy up because he's autistic and he's going to think it's okay to freaking slug people. And he is freaking strong as all heck. He would destroy people twice his size.
I wanted to be a good example for once.
No, that's what you did. But you got pissed off and you felt like, I understand.
It ends up backfiring on me because I should have just fucking took justice into my own hands. But look, so I don't call. I get on the phone.
That guy might have had a better lawyer. You could be in jail.
Well, he's white. Nothing would have happened to him. He's white. So look, I get on the phone to police non-emergency for San Diego.
He would have sent you back over the wall.
Yeah, and they had me on hold for so long that I was like, fuck it, let me just kill myself. So now I've been getting phone calls like once, twice a day, emails from Hyatt. So they sent me a survey thing, and I sent the thing back. And I put on there, I said, by the way,
I'd be more than happy to send
the people at the property, because this is coming from now corporate, right?
Yeah.
So I said, the people at the hotel security and management know what happened. But I just want to let you know that I want to file a formal complaint that my son was physically assaulted by another guest at your property. You want to talk about emails being fired over, like phone ringing, and then we're talking and they're like, well, what do you want us to do? I said, this is exactly the problem right here. You act like I'm out for something. You think that my story, that I'm lying, and you do nothing. And you're just asking me, what do I want? Yeah. It's not about that. What I need you to know is, I said, first of all, you probably don't even know what happened. Well, we heard the story. No, well, you heard the lie is what you heard. Yeah. I said, let me tell you the whole story. And then they said, what they both said? The head of security and the person from corporate said, oh, we never heard that part of the story. Wow. Well, imagine that. You never interviewed any of the guests. You didn't look at any video. I mean, how would you know what happened? Yeah. Why don't you ask somebody? Yeah. But you take these white people, cookie cutter family, you take their fucking.
When you're in a position of authority, like at my job, and I've had this friggin' guest come and tell me a fantastic story, so well and everything, and they seem like trying. And then I'm like, then I go find out later that was not what happened. I go check the friggin' cameras and then find out they just totally snowed me.
Right.
And then so they, and all
But
whichever depends on the staff member.
Was there 50 or 60 people standing there watching that you could just easily ask?
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, it's like they didn't even do it, and then they're going to call me and say, well, we did our due diligence. The fuck if you did. You never asked me if you wanted me to. The guy kept on saying, well, that is one of your options, sir. When I said, hey, if I was to call the cops right now and tell them what happened, the dude would be in jail. He would get arrested.
Yep.
I don't know how long he'd be there, but he'd be arrested for sure.
At least overnight.
Because I'd be pressing charges.
So
So
on a 5-year-old.
they didn't even offer that. So really, you didn't do shit. Look at, you go to the sensitivity training for sexual harassment and all that kind of stuff in the workplace. It is not something that you provide as a service. You are 100% obligated to protect your employees and guests against any harassment of any kind. You can't prevent it because you don't know what the person's going to do. But once it does happen, you need to know how to handle it.
Yeah.
And you didn't. You failed. You failed. Yeah. So I went the proper channels. I did the right thing and was a big person and tried to get security and everybody and didn't take it into my own hands. The next time in that situation, believe me, I will choke the fuck out of the guy. He's done. Because I know that they're not going to do anything about it. So.
Lesson learned.
But, so they
America,
keep on asking me, what do you want us to do? You know, you keep on asking me that. I'm going to say, give me a fucking $1 million and I'll shut the fuck up. Why are you asking me that? You know, I don't, it makes me feel like I'm trying to get over or something.
Yeah.
And the money has nothing. Well,
Maybe I'm trying to tell you this so you can do
point.
something to your security or workers or inform them. And if something happens, then maybe you should hear this opinion fully and then fix the problem because we're.
They say they just want the whatever's going on, like if there's a disturbance of any kind, to just like, handle it and, where there's not a lot of disruption and people's
there
vacation.
is a challenge with like even when I had a guy threatening me, it was on Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm gonna kick your ass. I'm just like, I go, sir, you're threatening me in my establishment. I just go, well, you need to go,
Right.
But legally, I'm not allowed to put my hands on him or anything. I can just, all I did is, you just call the cops and the cops take him away.
Please
and
leave.
stuff.
We reserve the right.
And you get a good story because I remember he's as the cops are dragging him away and he's yelling, he's calling the one cop Ed a N-word and everything, right. and he says, I'm going to kick your ass to him and the deputy.
But nice guy.
I go, Ed, I said, I was going to tell you what he did inside the establishment, but why I called you guys, but do you really need that now? He goes, nah, Jay, I got it now. He goes, we got it. And they're taking him away. He goes, I'm going to remember you. I'm going to remember you. And I said, I'm going to remember you too, sir. But I want you to remember one other thing. He goes, what's that? You have yourself a happy Thanksgiving.
They say that as a rule there, if somebody is sexually harassed, they automatically call the cops. There's no question. I said, well, what's the difference in sexually harassed or physically harassed or assaulted? What's the difference? Yeah. There's no difference.
It's just
I said it should it should be a rule that if somebody is assaulted physically or sexually, you automatically call the cops, period.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they just didn't believe it, and that was all.
Whatever,
Yeah.
So,
I know. They just
because the cookie cooker didn't want to man up to what he did when he was saw by everybody there. Plus the two adults.
I always make fun of these people that pull out their cameras, but I wish, I would have pulled out, it should just be a natural first reaction. Bam, camera,
Yeah.
And then you can record shit.
You live and you learn.
But
you know what?
But what you didn't see, because the camera was turned off, was the head being ripped off. And anyway.
Dude, why couldn't there be some 16-year-old chick right there that has their phone in her hand and automatically just starts recording everything?
Well, you never know. Let me check World Star. It might have been done. You said how many people were there?
Yeah, it was like 100.
There's a statistic out there. I'm just saying, every 100 people, there might be a half a person. World Star.
Somebody getting their Instagram on their Twitter feed lit up.
So I would try it. I tried for not to let it ruin. And so the next day we were supposed to check out 3 or 4 o'clock because we get a late checkout and we're gonna have breakfast, playing the pool again. We're out of there by 7 o'clock already heading.
We're done.
Yeah.
Staycation, I wanna get away. Staycation,
So I now hate white people because of that.
Hate whiteys cause of the staycation.
And June said something pretty funny.
What'd he say?
Disturbing but funny.
What'd he say?
Told Kathy, he said, let's go back and kill that family.
Whoa!
Is it the skin I'm in?
I love the skin.
I shouldn't laugh, but
Is
love
it
the
the skin
skin.
I'm in?
wow.
Well, it's a strange feeling when you know you're raising a possible serial murderer,
Right.
future serial murderer.
And the truth
I
shall
guess
set
I
you
gotta watch what I
free.
say.
Yikes!
I guess he interpreted it as me calling that guy a motherfucker like 25 times.
Buy my
That he needed to die.
play in your
Son of a motherfucker.
Let me play in your pool.
Motherfucker.
Buy my.
Motherfucker.
So other than that, my week was fucking.
Everything it was
Well,
kosher,
goddamn.
baby. It was all right. You know what
And
I
that's
mean?
the show. No, anyway.
Peachy, nifty, keen, cool. It was cherry, baby.
So I went over to drop off my ballot yesterday, which I should have mailed. I don't know what I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
I should have mailed it because I get there and the line is
Out the door.
hour and a half, and you got some fucking old man, geriatric fucking volunteer, standing there with your ballot and your license, and he's squinting.
Squinting.
And he's got the Coke bottle glasses on, and he's like, I think it's you. Looks like you.
He had jokes too.
With a line going around the block.
Jokes too.
Now, okay, that's the funny part. But here's the sad part.
The sad part.
You want people to vote, yet you make it almost impossible or very
Horrendous.
trying that somebody should have to stand in line for an hour, 2 hours just to
what-
vote.
yeah.
And this is a
Voting
ballot.
rates since 1920.
This is a ballot that you've already filled out in an envelope that you signed and you just want to drop off.
Yeah.
And you got to go through that bullshit, let alone
Gotta mail
stand
it
in
in,
a
baby.
booth and
I
vote.
know.
Come on, man.
Yeah, I've been mailing in for the
But
last 3 elections.
But you know what I'm saying? Like, we wonder why we have problems with
Absentee
polls and voting and all that
voting,
stuff.
yeah.
How do you know who's filling it out? We got to make it an easier process. Right now, with the digital world the way that it is, you can the fucking robots. Some fucking
robot.
rappers talking about artificial intelligence on TV every day. What the fuck that is, I don't know. But I'm just saying, like, we got all this stuff going on, and we can't vote in a fucking reasonable amount of time. And you want to change the world? I mean, come on, man. Make this fucking thing realistic. Make it possible.
Mail it in.
This is stupid. What's going on, man? And then they said that everybody's out voting in record numbers and all the first-time voters.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm happy that people are out voting now, that they're taking this shit seriously. But the
Make
thing
it
I'm not happy
easy for
about, what I'm not happy about is the reason they're voting. They're not trying to change the world or make this a better place.
Why do you think they were out there?
They're
Rick?
out there voting because they're mad at fucking Trump. And they think by out there voting and they're cool, all their buddies are voting, it's a fucking cool thing to
Yeah.
do. That's why they're out there.
a fact.
You
Well,
know
there
what?
was-
It turned
Dude,
into a fact.
vote because you want to vote, because you want to make a difference. Don't vote because you want to be fucking cool, like all the fucking cool kids out there, you know, and we're mad at Trump. We're mad at... Why the fuck are you mad at Trump? Do you have any fucking idea? You guys went out there and voted for shit and didn't even know what the fuck you're voting on. You couldn't even repeal the gas tax, you fucking morons. I mean, come on. You voted to keep the gas tax the way it is? Like that money's actually going to go to fill potholes? Are you fucking stupid? You can't even read. You didn't even bother to read the proposition, the measures. You didn't do anything. You just went out there and acted like it was a big fucking party because you're a fucking loser. Fucking loser. So when Trump gets up there and he starts bitching and moaning about all this shit and how it's going, now do you know why? Because you're fucking losers. Losers. You just want to be fucking trendy and get out there and vote. Fucking vote for a reason. Fucking
you?
putz motherfuckers.
Is that hers?
All right.
Well,
So there
it kind of
has to be-
backfired a
That's
little
all I
bit,
have
though.
to say
Although they got
about
the House,
that.
but the Senate is more Republican now than it ever was.
The Democratic got it, though.
As the days go by, more Republican as it ever was. And the
Hey, you know when they say you go right 3 times, you make a left? I'm just saying. No.
I'm just saying.
Some people do that. No.
Now, for me, it's all about here, I don't, of course, knowing me, I voted for, John Cox for governor. I could not vote for Gavin Newsom.
You don't even tell the story about him leaving his wife.
Yeah. Well, I heard it. Yeah, I know. I know. Yes, but and
to go suck a cock and then found out.
But for me, it's about
the
your tax policies, and you're just going to be giving more away. California is just it's so bad. We're going to go default so bad again,
Before
and
China
then have
has
to ask for more
back.
money, and it's just ridiculous.
Definitely
It has to. They're in Washington, in California. It's not. It's on either side. There's zero common sense when it comes to this debt, and nobody's. That's why I like friggin'. He's not charismatic, but I friggin' like Ron Paul. He's too dang old now, but Jesus, the guy, at least he's right about debt.
Hey, can they please give fucking Bernie Sanders a rest? Hey, really? I got over that poll last time. The guy's wearing a Bernie Sanders shirt. I mean, what do we want? Do we want absolute chaos where we can just run around and fucking jerk kids off and fucking do whatever the fuck we want? I mean,
in California, it's about there.
What is it that we're looking for as a people? Do we want every group to just be able to have carte blanche and do whatever they want?
What California need is some incredible and charismatic independent or Republican who's sharp and can be like Reagan was. Reagan was apparently a very charismatic guy.
What do you think
and
about
it was the last
sanctuary
time.
cities?
What's that?
What do you think about the sanctuary cities on that?
I think sanctuary cities is dumb.
Okay.
I'm against it. Don't worry. I have friends who are illegal aliens. I do.
Why are we protecting them? You fucking snuck in the country.
No.
Good luck.
No,
Good luck.
it's just.
That's all I gotta hey.
Yeah.
No. I don't have a problem with you being here, but fucking fight your own fight.
No, the challenge here. My thing is when I know. Obviously, I'm in an industry. I know illegals are people who are probably illegal, and they're friends of mine. Okay, they're good people.
We're not saying no,
but
not.
At least they're paying taxes and stuff.
Are they?
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
On somebody's
some aren't. Some aren't.
Court of law, I get it, but still.
My point is the idea that at least in any nation where you can just come in and stuff and do it. It's just it wouldn't happen anywhere. It doesn't really happen other places.
I don't necessarily care about the taxes thing, because the money's misappropriated anyway.
Yeah, it's beyond. With
so I don't give a fuck about that.
Things,
but here's the thing: I'm cool. Like, hey, if you fucking snuck in, and you went through all that bullshit to get here because you really want to be here, more power to you.
Mexico's a mess.
Yeah, but more power to you. But don't ask for fucking special shit. Mm-hmm. You're not supposed to be here in the first place. Yeah. Don't start demanding stuff. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well,
like I used to say about the kid that snuck in the bar 19 and going over and telling the DJ, hey, I don't like the music you're playing. Who the fuck are you? You're 19. You're not supposed to be in the bar.
Yeah.
I'm telling the manager or bartender, I don't like the way you're doing this shit.
Okay.
Come on,
that's
man.
That's interesting.
You're not supposed to be here anyway, fucker. So look, just sit there, mind your own business, work hard. We're not going to take your money from you. You can take care of your family and all that. But don't make any fucking noise. Don't make any noise.
Well,
you have no rights.
The thing is, because the economy is so bad in Mexico, you can make your money here, and then you go there, and you can live very well off.
Well, we're not trying to fund that fucking godforsaken country.
They're going to pay for the wall.
That's their business. Look.
Yeah.
With our money.
Africa sucks too.
Yeah.
With our money. They're sending a whole caravan
supposed to fix
over
that
here to get
fucking
our
place
money
too?
to bring it back.
I just think we have to go back to
Venezuela.
Going back to more colonial times when we just said, "Hey, look, this is America, and let's be smart with the money." When they got rid of the gold standard, that was a
so
huge
why don't we do this? Why don't we just
thing.
take 20% from everybody that's working?
On top of the 10% that the churches are taking? Okay, let's go there.
Let's take 20%.
That's not actually happening.
Let's take 20%, and we're going to give it to all the less fortunate people in this world.
In the world?
In the world.
So redistribution? Yeah. Do you know that
We'll call
Why
it.
don't we
When
do that?
you mention the churches, Mark, do you know that the churches are the ones that are actually doing some really good things for people in the less fortunate?
Oh, I'm not saying anything wrong about that. I ran a dock at a humanitarian service in Utah, unloading trucks with a handyman forklift and 900-pound pallets of humanitarian need for
Yeah,
things.
that's a no for me.
So you know, being totally blind at LDS
You call them bullshit?
Humanitarian Center in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Guys call them bullshit.
You can call bullshit on that, but I have record and
What's up, Shad?
pay stubs.
Kirk McHenry, what's up, dog?
Hey, Kirk, how you doing? Anyways, my thing is this: with the election, it's just this: some common
Bullshit.
sense, and people just
Bullshit.
it's.
People
Either
still
way,
didn't educate themselves on
I
the
think the
issues.
Democrats and Republicans are obviously. I lean more Republican. I was totally a Democrat for the longest time. Then I got married, had a kid, and that was it, man. After I saw what was going on, and I understand where Democrats are coming from because I lived it.
Blind
The
guy
thing
on
is,
loose.
and I care about people. I do. I'm commanded by my Lord and Savior to do that. The thing is, just throwing money at a problem doesn't work. It's a temporary solution.
anywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, why don't we
Throwing
get
money
rid
at a
of-
problem is not the solution. You need real solutions.
Why
You
don't
have
we
to
get
use
rid of all these parties?
common sense.
You
Exactly.
know, all the different parties,
Create
and
one
stop
party.
making excuses. Because
Because-
all they do is they blame each other.
Exactly.
Make excuses for their shortcomings.
There's enough war going around the world. Why
Yeah.
we gotta have one here?
Yeah. It's,
You know,
By golly,
too many
Another
chiefs.
civil war.
Too many
Civil
chiefs
war.
running
we
the
might
joint.
as well figure out who's the Crips and who's the Bloods of the house because, damn it, there's always something going on. No,
well, I got to go Crips because I look good in blue.
That's right. And I like that.
yeah, that's what I'm
Hey,
talking
that
about.
Crip-
But
Hey,
anyway,
that Crip walk is kind of pretty
It's kind
cool.
of pretty
walking
impressive.
around like a duck all day.
I like that.
Crips and blue.
You know, I'm just June hates that
Hey,
shit.
there's
don't
some dudes that were in town, like I was telling you earlier,
in front of
right
the
there at the gas
AMPM,
station that could have been definitely members of one of those two tribes.
Yeah, that's why I got
sitting down the street.
the solution is more
in the
guns.
park,
More guns in the hands of people.
waiting for
So why are they attracted to the AMPM?
For Vista, I guess I don't even know if she's really lesbian or not. Judy Ritter, is she? She has a haircut of one, I think.
She got a cut that looks pretty.
I don't
And then
know.
they were having their little party, you know, at Vista Village, and either there was a ton of golfers there, women golfers,
Women
or
golfers,
there
yeah.
was a ton of lesbians,
lesbians.
which is the same, I think, difference. There,
Cokeheads.
yeah,
No.
yeah. So I you know,
doubt that.
Tennis, anyone?
and then they were talking about
Softball?
the different stuff on the ballot. Most of it was bullshit, but the only one that really that I was kind of paying attention to
Measure
was
Z.
AA is taxation, leaving it up to city council and all that stuff to just at a whim charge whatever they want to charge. Yeah, that's what they were trying to vote in, which I think failed miserably. Or which one passed? Anyway,
Easy.
one of them was like bad.
BB.
And then BB,
bad, yeah.
BB is the one that was bad. AA was
that
the
went
one.
down, and that was to have 3 delivery services in the city of Vista.
Oh, they shut that down ASAP,
That
dude.
thing went like,
What?
People don't want people coming to their house. Oh God, we're going backwards in that in like the early 2090s.
and then
you have somebody pulling up in
delivery
front.
services.
It's retarded. Anyway,
So
moving on.
the Z was for 11 storefronts in the city of Vista, which was like 1% difference between. It was like 51-49.
Decreasing the crime flow, traffic, and helping the citizens of Vista and neighborhoods and soccer moms, reassuring them that this town ain't going to be riddled with more of those shops than Burger Kings, McDonald's, and
Well, they've already
7-Elevens
proven.
combined. But we're
Yeah.
paying $40,000 a month more than your Burger King, McDonald's, 7-Eleven combined. So, in taxes, you're welcome.
This is true.
You know,
Bang.
I'd
But-
have to see the numbers.
and the
Yeah,
car dealership that they're
Dude.
supposedly putting up where a bowling alley used to be, we're topping them so far because they're still building. But
Well, when they set up shop, they're like one of the number one dealers in all of California. They're going to be putting in tons of tax money.
Do you
And
have
they
an
had to
application
put
in?
another dealership in because the deal with North County Ford when they first moved in was that they had put another dealership on that street.
That was guaranteed.
fuck
that was
over
part
road
of it.
dad.
So they had to. But that Honda dealership is going to sell a shitload of cars, generate a ton of sales tax, going straight to the state and the city.
Prove it.
So these shops, whatever, if they're even paying tax on all the money,
But
'cause
here's
it's a
the
cash
thing.
business.
It's at a time now we can start taxing them for that money.
Yeah,
this is
but
supposed
are
to
they
be a
gonna pay
$7
on it?
billion industry in the state of
Supposed to
up
California.
to 12%.
That can
on retail
lower your
sales.
property taxes or what you're doing, or
They're
maybe
not gonna
cut
give it
something else
back.
out.
No, they're not giving it back.
Fucking
You know?
Yeah, they're not.
And then these fucking legalized dope dealers are fucking. They're not paying on all of it.
It's no
They're
different
not
than-
going from seed to sale in tracking. They're not. And if
Yeah,
they try and
yeah,
say
they
they
are.
are, they're full of shit.
In Colorado, they are, and
They're
they're
buying from
implementing
the
it
bu-
over here.
Hey, what about? Did they take any of the case study from Colorado or Washington showing that crime has fucking quadrupled? It's gone through the roof. They're fucking robbing the dispensaries. You know, people are fucking dying over the robberies at the dispensaries, like happening every single day.
Crickets.
That's been happening all the time. at
Every
places,
single
every
day
Liquor
in
stores
the state
every
of
day.
Colorado.
I would have to see the numbers on that.
Yeah, I would have to too.
But you know,
Because they got a
they're-
pretty
they're-
locked down
man.
system.
Dude, it's a cash business.
Yeah. Oh no,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But you got to understand the cash business is a cash business, but these people put cash in the bank during a couple times during the day. So when they go and try
What
to
bank
rob
is
these
it?
places, these things are good.
The bank of my mattress?
Oh, there's ways.
There's no banks that are taking the
There's
cash.
ways.
Banks aren't taking it because they're
They're
federally.
not taking. They're not
federal-
taking cash unless you're showing them ID.
Yeah, the
There's
federally
ways.
insured banks are not
are
touching
not
that
accepting
There's
cash
ways.
from medical
marijuana.
There's
marijuana.
ways.
They're
in life.
they're
just
not for
telling you.
medical
No,
marijuana
they-
either.
they
Oh, I was just saying
They won't.
where I work,
They're
I
federal.
can't even make a deposit without. They have to see that.
Dude,
I'm-
federal still
Exactly.
considers marijuana to be.
But we're
illegal.
hopefully going to have that change because Jeff Sessions been asked to kind of kindly step down from the bench because he was too short.
Hey,
Slide down, mini me.
and the little dough that Trump was collecting, where he said,
Was
"You know what?
from
Weed's
weed.
not so bad."
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Sessions
They
was
handed
getting-
him a
He
$50
found
million check, and he's
interesting
like,
loophole.
boing,
Hey,
you know?
Wrote an executive
Trump's
order.
like, Sessions, you're getting in the way of my envelopes coming.
Yeah.
On a regular basis.
Let's put this to bed.
The stack
right
of my
now.
money is taller than you. I can't see you anymore. Oh,
Yeah, so we shall see
Yeah, we'll see what
the
happens.
developments on that one.
Like I said, I don't really care, but don't say you're doing something when you're really doing something.
watch the
else,
next
man.
one be like a
You
big
know,
old tall cowboy. No,
They just they
McConnell?
these guys are acting like they're saints and they're saving the world, which they just proved again that CBD has no medical what do you call it, benefits
Who?
whatsoever.
Who proved again?
I'm just saying they came out with another
Who?
fucking.
Well, I can say with
They
marijuana,
just
it
came out
seems
with
to help people.
Who?
Feds-
Bristol?
People
No,
with
the
cancer
The
and
feds
all that
came
kind
out
of
and
stuff.
said we did a test,
Who?
and we proved that
These
There
are
was-
CBD.
this
there
is
was.
this is the same
CBDs.
organization that came out back in
I'm
the
talking-
50s and said when you give a black guy this drug, he's going to do this to this woman, which was absolutely wrong, but started the
just
entire
telling
drug
you.
war.
The federal government
And
said
you're going to believe this?
Como?
CBDs
Yeah.
have no medical
Well,
benefits whatsoever.
Well,
This is an
I'm not gonna
underfunded
I'm
government
not
that
gonna
breaks
sit
down
here-
every 3 months. You're going to believe them?
Anyways,
They didn't spend any
I'm-
time.
I don't care
I'm,
one way or the
uh,
other. I don't use it.
I
the
believe
budget
that
for it.
marijuana is definitely can helps people, kids with seizures. It helps. It can be helpful. I'm just against having so many dispensaries and then, like you said, maybe a problem with crime.
And
coming
for a
up.
person
But-
who lives an hour and a half away from said location, you should be okay with that because there's not a dispensary near you. This
there
is just for
actually
the
is
city
one.
of Vista.
There's in Temecula and stuff.
Oh, word.
That was where I used to do.
No,
that's right next door where I
but
would
we're
do
in
my
the box
shows
in the
with
middle
Johnny
of an
Herrera.
ocean.
I
No.
would friggin' do that. Yeah, at the pool place. But
You know-
anyways,
you know, all the fucking weed heads have.
but
the
that
same
one,
fucking arguments.
honestly,
argument.
No, it's
honestly,
not the
Not
weed
in our
heads. Hey,
the
box.
people at that one in
let's make
Temecula,
this clear.
they're-
This
they're
measure
nice
was
weed
just for
people.
medical patients only, and it wasn't for that
What, all
because
three of them?
we had no the Z.
Z?
No, I'm saying all. No, I'm saying all three of the medical patients.
Everybody else ain't got medical conditions.
Everybody else driving through there isn't fucking medical. They're
No, the
100%
shops that you're seeing
recreational.
right now are recreational, but the shops that are going to be, it's coming. That was because California legalized that in 18. Sir.
Wow.
Okay, to go get
For
your medical
tax-based
card.
benefits.
What did it take to get your medical card?
An X-ray showing that I have
$60.
hardware in my head of
Bullshit.
blown.
To
They
get
told
your
me
medical
2020 was
marijuana
perfect
card,
vision.
And
but
you're wrong
obviously it's
because it
not.
was $20.
go get your medical marijuana. It's $60.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I was in the industry anyway.
I had one forever. Did you ever go to Rosecrans and get your state card?
I looked at the penny savers
Did
and
you
I saw
go?
one that
Right.
was this % off. Okay,
Whatever. Did you ever go to Rosecrans and get your state card? No.
where's those?
Anyways,
You got to go and get your recommendation first. You get that, and then you take that recommendation down to Rosecrans to the health department, and they give you a state of California card.
Yep, with the medical symbol on it.
But
the
they
snake-
want
snake
They
on
want
it.
$160 every year. $160 on top of your $20 or $60, whatever you pay for your recommendation. And that's a state card with the state seal.
Consider it insurance for the new form of
It's not
medically
gonna keep.
used
It's not gonna keep you
drug.
from getting stabby.
All I
all
can
the
say is-
recreational people over there.
if
Exactly.
when at these establishments and stuff, and then
But
people
nobody's
are
having any
bringing their weed
problems.
over and they're getting high
All these
outside.
establishments
If
have
you
security
happen,
guards.
if you then go into a restaurant and then proceed to get high in a restroom, and I walk in there with my son so he can use the restroom, and you're smoking weed, and I happen to choke you out, so be it.
Wow.
That's your fault, man.
Well, there you go.
Choked
You
out by
don't
the-
do that in a. I have a
choked out
family.
by the holy roller.
No, I just may sock him.
Right.
Just sock him. Not just like don't do that in front of my kid. And
I
don't
will
be shooting.
end you.
Don't be shooting up around my kid. You will go
end
friggin'
you.
down.
What are you talking about? Shooting
But
that?
if you're banging
What
a
I'm
chick in the
talking
bathroom,
about
right,
is
stay
that
alive.
Drugs?
I don't have a when we said it's
Zero
okay.
tolerance.
To,
Zero
no.
tolerance.
All I'm saying, if you don't have the common sense, if you're going to do drugs, you do it in a family
ruin your
establishment
own
like
life.
Okay.
a restaurant that I work at, and you do that, and you're doing that in the stall, and then you're also doing it on the freaking floor. You do that in front of my kid. If you get beat down, that's your fault.
Exactly.
That is your freaking fault, man.
No, I believe that.
Can I get an amen?
Amen, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Lord, have mercy, right there. I'm telling you,
You
it's
want to do it
going
in your
I'm saying
car?
is if
I
you
don't care.
have-
You do it in front of my kid,
Okay.
you're
Hey.
going to get freaking hurt.
It's
All I
coming
know
down
is
for
if
real.
you have one of them marijuana cigarettes in your mouth, boy, you are going to meet your maker.
I will end
Just don't
you.
do it around my kid, man. Or you will get hurt. I saw this
end
one
you.
guy
This is for
dealing to
real.
a girl looked like she could have been 15 years old. This beautiful little kid, and she got high in that. And I told that sucker, I said, dude, if
They're
that
just
was my
weak out
kid,
there. There's
if that was my
stupid people
kid, they
everywhere.
would never find your body.
There's stupid
They
people
would
ev-
never find your freaking body.
Stupid people everywhere. Yep, that's you. Somebody's got their phone on during the show, guys. I apologize.
And I'm sorry you're into drugs, but don't do it around my family.
Who? I'm not.
All right.
Hey,
Well, anyways,
But anyway, you went on a
historical
topic that
vote.
went totally by far and away from my measure. So I'm not even worried about that
By
because you started
far
talking
and
about
away
drugs.
From my measure.
I'm only for the 80% of people that are responsible that do it at home, away from everything that you just said.
Yeah,
good
I'm okay
sir.
with that.
So again,
I'm okay
I
with that.
apologize that you only work with the 20% of fucks that do it inside your store.
yeah.
Okay, so you
And I
can speak
kicked them
for
out.
them.
I think,
But
I
my
think it's the-
measure is only for those responsible people that do it at home
Well, the-
and that are in a medical need.
But the
These are
access and the
veterans,
availability will
and
change
these
that.
access and availability is helping these people that are in need because these are people that can't just travel to places like L.A. or Sacramento to get it
Or
on a
Colorado.
weekly basis because
But it's the
they don't
access
have
and
the
the
money
availability.
and or can't physically
Why can't
do
they
it
just
on a
call
bus or
Uber?
drive.
Yeah, the Uber delivery home
Again,
pack.
these people don't have the money and or can't physically sit on a train or bus or drive
All right.
to these places.
You may have a point there.
All right.
But
so
I have
again,
a point
that goes
too.
back to what Pelon was saying earlier about no one read the fucking measure.
Yeah, they don't.
But anyway, that's neither here nor there.
People who medically need
You
it, I
know?
have no problem with that. I have no problem. People just want to smoke weed.
So, but no,
just
you made
have
your
common
point clear.
decency and don't
and I'm
do
going to
it.
agree with you 120%. Fuck those motherfuckers that want to do shit and shoot up drugs and shit like that.
How many
But the last time that I tried to shoot coke, the ice cubes got in the way, so I didn't even bother with it. But hey,
Hey, so how many people?
That was all right.
Yeah.
That was all right.
You got better in your arsenal,
better,
Mark.
Joe.
You're funnier than that, buddy.
but I didn't
It was
ever
okay,
shoot
you
up
tried.
weed because the seed gets stuck in the needle. So, no. All right?
We're really
Don't do
leaning-
shit. No.
We're leaning party over
me ask
here.
you this,
And you
Party.
can't
All right.
smoke shrooms because the pizza don't stay lit. Just stay out the way. I'm just saying.
Keep them rolling.
Some people do this.
So-
No.
Let me ask you this, Mark.
Okay.
What percentage of the people that buy weed at the shops are actually in medical need of it?
Again, you're talking about and referring to the
Percentage-wise.
shops right now that are recreational.
I'm saying
But I'm talking about
in real life.
Dude,
We're not
Not-
bullshitting each other.
60% of them.
Not a made
How
up.
many people?
Come on, man.
We're talking about
percentage?
60 to 70% of people.
Come on, man.
There's only 20% of bad people out there.
60 to
They just move
70%
around a lot. You
are
got to
medical.
realize
We're
this.
saying he was. The question was, how
gotta
many
think
do you
of
believe
most of
that
the
are
vets.
medically in need
Most
of
of the
it?
veterans
You're
and
medically
people
in
that are
need of it.
retired live over here in
But-
Southern California.
Come on, man. 60 to 70%.
Hold on.
No, just,
Hey, just
people
between
just
us,
want to get high,
just between
man.
the fellas.
Just right here on this table.
Yeah,
It's not going
we're not. The
anywhere.
government's not listening.
Yeah, this is not going anywhere. Hey, everybody turn your radio down at this
I'm
point.
saying it's not going to be
No.
like count against you in the.
I mean, I'll give you what, maybe 10%.
I can't give you
maybe?
that definite answer because
I would say
haven't done
probably
the
closer to
statistics in a
probably
minute.
closer to
What do you
3%.
think? Like just like a real for real.
Off the top of my
For real,
head,
for real.
they're going to be older people.
No, we're talking about people that
Patience.
medically
Patience.
need. We said his question was, what
Yeah,
percentage do you
percentage. You
think
wanna talk about
medically,
60% or
medically
what's the
actual
percentage?
medically need marijuana to help them out?
I'm going to say 60 to 70%.
Come on, man.
Average.
I know you need it. I get it.
No,
you totally.
no, I'm not, dude.
Because you got the thing in
I'm
your head
telling-
and what
hey,
happened. Absolutely.
I'm
I agree
fine
with you.
with that answer. Okay.
Really? No
Well, you got to
way.
say we live in a
3%.
society
I'm
where
going to say
we live in
five.
the most healthiest, unhealthiest nation in the world, where 60 to 70% of the country is already obese, diabetic, or have health issues, and we have the most failing fucking health system. But growing
What does that have
research.
to do with anything?
So
I'm just
Why
saying.
is it always got? Wait, why do I always have to go to?
I'm just
fat
saying
a lot
people
of
want their
statistics
weed.
come into
People
playing
want
with
the
one
weed.
statistics.
People
right?
want their
It
weed.
doesn't have
Scooby
anything-
wants his Scooby
Hey,
snack.
You're a stoner. You just want weed. Blah, 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 blah.
No,
You
that's
know,
you're
and then
saying.
you're like, no, fuck those fat people. What? What do the fat people have to do?
Are we
We
gonna?
didn't
We
say
should. We should be
anything
having
like
more. Then for the. We should have more
Again, we didn't say anything
medical
like that.
cheeseburgers, man. I need my cheeseburgers. I got to have my cheeseburgers.
Anyway,
I need my
moving on to the
brownies.
next subject.
Hey, even
All right.
even
You
Wimpy
guys are
wasn't
fuck
at
offs
it.
at this
So
point. I'm
It
over it.
wasn't at it.
Hey,
Yeah, we
answer
wasn't
your
at it.
goddamn phone or turn it off.
My son is yeah. He's a friggin' he's a
Answer that.
hamburger
Answer that.
fanatic
Put him
right
on- Put him
now.
on blast.
Who
Joe's
is it?
Abortion clinic and wait, we scrape him.
Uh-huh.
That was Valentine. Put
I
him
thought
on
are we
blast.
gonna do that, or I wanted to get to one topic that we were both alluding to earlier.
What are you alluding to?
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah,
Please.
what's that?
I'm gonna put a number on how many people are in need of medical.
And then we're
You
gonna
put
look
a
it up
number
and
on
find
how many
out.
people need
Try to-
blow.
I'm gonna
Please, you
say.
tell me that.
I'm gonna say
How many people need blow?
less than 25%.
Oh,
Okay.
easy.
Cool.
I'm going to say, here's what I say. I'm going to be generous. I'm going to say 5% of
I think that might be
marijuana
low.
users can medically prove that they have a doctor's note that says they
That
do.
might be a little low.
Okay, 10 tops. There's no way it's more than that. People just want their weed. Now, could they get a medical card and say, "Oh, I need it"? Oh, yeah. But I mean, honestly, if we're being honest, come on, man. People just want to get high. Don't worry, I used to
When you
I was an
say, can people
alcoholic.
get a
I wanted.
medical
I
card
needed
to
a
go honestly
beer.
get it, you're going
I
on a
needed a
different
beer
line of
every
statistics
day.
because that's open
Every
for
day
anybody
for
who walks in the
forever.
door and knows how to cheat the fucking system and saying yes, 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 and then give them $40.
So again, my comment about
Just like
excess
anybody can walk in the
and
fucking
availability
doctor, say this,
will
that, and walk out with a
indoctrinate
prescription of fucking Percocet and or get it from the next
access
door neighbor.
and availability. That is the answer.
Or going
That's
back
the
to your
problem.
heroin problem. That
That's
seems
the
like a
problem.
big
Access and
problem.
Did
availability.
heroin just get suddenly cheap? Because how are these homeless?
Everybody's got it.
I mean, it's friggin' everywhere, man. They're just freaking shooting. As soon as I see somebody, I go, "There's a heroin addict." I can already tell.
Let's talk about weed as a problem, and you got the Black Death just right there.
Just give me a break, man. It's so ridiculous, man. Get a job. The economy at the moment's doing awesome. Get a freaking job.
Hey, but just to make it clear, Mark, I don't know if you're privy to the information, but
I told you to begin with.
No,
I do not know the full
I'm not talking
statistics
about
of
that.
it. You guys got
I was
it out.
talking about your skiing reference. I am clean. I am not using and haven't been for quite a while now.
Bag on something. I thought you were pretty knowledgeable in those areas.
Don't get me wrong. If we go on tour to Amsterdam, I might smoke a joke. I might smoke a doobie.
No, but I'm saying you made reference to
Just
me,
do it once.
to me still doing blow, and I'm
Oh yeah.
nice
Well,
and
that's
clean.
good.
Well,
All right.
Good boy.
Well, I'm trying to. I did want to get into a topic.
Let's do it.
I want to get into
What are we
in the
talking about?
news and stuff.
Okay, so
This
if
one
anybody
comes
has any election stuff, feel free to chime in, send a message, whatever. We'll talk about it. I got no issue talking about it. But
I might.
let's go, Guy or Jay. What is your?
Well, apparently this is somebody near and dear to me brought it up to me and stuff, and I definitely have an opinion on the subject. And I think you alluded to it earlier when we were just speaking. Basically, how the Boy Scouts are seriously being sued or considering that they're gonna because they're being sued.
Girl Scouts are suing the Boy
They're
Scouts.
like they just want to be called the Scouts, and that boys and girls can, I'm all for boys and girls hanging out and stuff. I'm definitely that way because I'm the Fever Man and the Holy Roller and all that stuff. However, with the Boy Scouts, with all the jokes aside, I was in the Boy Scouts. I actually, because my father pushed me to get there, I actually attained Eagle Scout and stuff. I don't talk about it, but it was a great experience. Got to go on canoe trips and I was actually a lifeguard, all this stuff.
I almost can't talk about this shit seriously.
I learned about seriously about being in the military. And there was, don't get me wrong, there was one guy we found out later on was, he was gay and stuff, and so back then he basically got kicked out and stuff, and it wouldn't happen today. But he wasn't diddling anybody. It just happened to be his lifestyle and stuff. And he was a decent guy, so I didn't really care. But he wasn't trying to get with me or any of the other.
Doesn't that hurt your feelings a little bit?
It just might set him back a little bit.
Doesn't hurt my feelings. No, but I mean, he was Mr. Gung Ho Boy Scout, and and honestly, it was a great experience. And all we ever did, I remember one of the greatest experiences being a boy when I was 13. We're traveling to Philmont, New Mexico. It was this reserve that was donated, this huge donated to the Boy Scouts by this philanthropist, and went hiking there. It's like a 50-mile hiking trip. It was amazing. But I remember as we get to Las Vegas, some girl sees there's a bunch of boys. We're decked out. She sees the Boy Scouts. Yeah, I think I'm 13. She must have been probably like 25 or whatever.
She likes a man in the uniform.
And she just went, "Hey, Boy Scouts." She goes, "I like your whatever, you like your little scarves that we had to wear." Something. She goes, "How do you like these?" And she flashes us. Nice. And of course we're like, "Hello, Las Vegas." But thank you, sir. But yeah, the idea that we're not gonna call it Boy Scouts anymore or whatever because of political correctness is a crock, and it's ridiculous. PC has lost its mind, and I'm telling you, this is why Trump won.
This is why I'm hot.
This is why he won. Because people are just sick of just going so far. It's always got to be. I don't care. I don't care if you're gay. I don't care if you're whatever. But if you're going to push your belief or lifestyle and saying that, my organization or something, give me a break. The Boy Scouts are the Boy Scouts. They're a great overall, they're a great organization.
Kid Kat bar.
Yeah, they're a great organization. I was in it, and nothing ever happened. My dad was the scoutmaster. He's the one. If the dad died,
so he's going to be
my
the Scoutmaster.
So I mean,
It's not as bad.
No, he became scoutmaster later on. But my dad's the greatest. If anyone would say anything derogatory about my father, they're gonna get the shit kicked out.
I'm glad he didn't just hear me.
I was about to say something.
No, I'm not even gonna play. My dad.
I'm glad he just didn't hear me.
My dad is.
Don't listen to this show
I was born.
I'll say it. I don't give a fuck.
My dad
shit.
was.
Oh, shit.
He's
When you fear the holy roller,
my
or the
dad.
wrath,
My dad got.
He will kick
you
your
know,
ass
he
so
got-
bad you'll be in a wheelchair in heaven.
Yeah, exactly.
You'll have to figure out
My
how
dad,
to climb
he's still
the stairs.
alive, and he's a great, and he's my hero.
Hey, what's the difference between a scoutmaster and a Catholic priest?
One gives a tip.
merit badges.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I know there had to be. I just never saw it. I was in it from whatever,
My name is Bennett.
13 to
and I ain't in
18. I didn't do it from 16 to 18. I hardly did it all because I was just too busy chasing girls
I liked
and
it like
doing
that one
sports
movie.
and everything.
What was it called?
But it was a good experience.
Zombie Apocalypse, where there was like Boy Scouts surrounded, and it showed the Boy Scout master was like, the kid was in the house, and he had like Dolly Parton blow ups everywhere, and just pictures everywhere. It
A
was just-
caricature of something that
it
happened.
was so comical, and it
Yeah.
just like he ended up being a zombie, and the kid's like, "But it's okay, you don't have to do this, right?"
Well,
Hey,
Good
thanks
stuff.
for joining in,
Anyways.
folks. If you're just tuning in or in the last few
Next on
minutes,
the
we
news.
are the Pelon and Chubby Show. We're here on Wednesday night, as always, sitting here with Mark the Blind Guy, Jay the Holy Roller, Chubby, and me. I'm Pelon, and we're just
We're
shooting
just
the shit,
shooting the
talking
shit.
about
This is what the boys do.
the
Latest
the,
events,
election,
current.
events.
But that's all
Getting
that was
some
going
drink
on
on.
was politics, huh? Nothing else in the current events.
No,
What else?
Boy Scouts wasn't
Boy
political.
Scouts?
that wasn't
Okay,
that.
okay.
What
Anything else?
Yeah.
What else is going on? Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie are
Getting back together.
going to court.
Getting back together.
Over the kids?
Custody battle over kids that aren't theirs.
There you go.
Oh,
And
this is turning into a
Brad's
joke.
like, I don't want these kids. You
How's
take
it
them.
work?
She
How's
goes,
it
I don't want them.
Africa don't want them
She
back.
wants full custody. He wants 50-50.
So do you have to pay child support on adoption?
They're in California. She's going to get it.
Well,
It's done.
Spouse
It's over
support.
with.
but they're not theirs.
Community
It's
support.
California.
I'm saying they're not theirs.
Yeah, I know.
What
Brad,
is this? Let's start turning into Mr. and Mrs. Smith right there.
So
who's the better actor?
You know-
Brad Pitt.
you know
Okay,
the-
Brad, you get him.
You know the joke that I do about
He is the better actor.
about
And Angelina Jolie? Heck yeah.
about
Actor?
dating a black chick for 10 years,
What's that?
so I can do that joke,
Just so I can do that joke.
right?
Uh-huh.
No, you know that.
Yeah.
I say, I dated a black chick for 10 years.
I adopted some kids from
I could do
Africa
that
just so
joke.
I could do that
I
joke.
did my part.
Hey.
We even went out and adopted kids from Africa. You remember that Brad Jelena thing was so popular?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did our part. Now they're getting a divorce. Think about sending that motherfucker back.
Oh, it's fun.
Shit, man.
Yeah, man. It sucks even when, if you actually, if you
Good news
If
is
you
they got to
apparently-
eat for a few years.
if you love each other,
Yeah, this is
if you
true.
love each other and stuff, and you're gonna adopt all these kids, try to work it out
Coming up
for
soon,
the kids.
Kids escape.
Even if they're adopted or not, try to work it out.
Do you- hey,
man.
do you- do
but
you-
they're Hollywood.
Okay, look at as much as these kids probably see Brad Pitt. You think they really give a shit? As long as they're eating, as long as they have a house to live in,
Yeah.
which together or apart, they have enough loot to
Hey, Brady,
provide
Dad,
for these
is
kids.
the nanny gonna come with us?
Nobody cares. These kids could care less which one is taking care of
They
them.
all
Come
got
on.
nannies after.
You're not that important. You're not even around the fucking kids that much. Really?
We always see you out there running around doing other shit, dude.
Yeah. they're
Without a train of
They're
motherfucking
not doing
kids
it.
behind you.
I wish I was see how the screen is and you got all those people? Why don't
Let me
I
see who's
see
up
any
there.
of that?
Choke artists.
I don't know.
I can't
It's-
see it
That's
on
the
my
way it was
phone.
initiated. Don't go sticking your face up in the camera.
I'm just saying.
Just to the
Boy,
side a
man.
little bit.
Yeah,
Let's rattle off a few names there.
yeah.
Shout outs.
Michelle Bowman.
What's up?
Bowman,
She's
what's
always
up?
mentioned. What's up,
Aaron Haynes.
Shad Cleveland.
Cleveland, what's going down?
Shad is, hey,
Bolstra.
what's up,
Bolstra.
Amanda?
And I think that's about
Hey, Shad is one of the builders of the Pelon and Chubby studio.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's the
yeah.
hardware guy.
What's
I
up, Shad?
I remember him.
Thanks for checking us out.
Yeah. Hey, I got a few more things you guys can fuck around with. Shad, give me a ring.
Exactly.
We need some upgrades. But
we sound like we're in a box. Fix it.
Well,
No.
I'm going to be ordering that. We're getting the
You've
camera.
been saying that for a
Yeah,
minute.
well, fucker, I got other bills to pay, like toilet paper to wipe
Like
my
going
kids'
down to
ass.
going down to the
Rent
Hilton.
kids, man.
That's free. I get
Yeah.
I got points for that.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't you get points for this? No, I'm playing.
So we're it's in the works. I just got to stack up a little loot. So what else is in the news? Anybody got anything else?
Christmas Abbott was arrested.
Who the fuck is that?
I have no clue who that is.
He was on Big Brother, and
Oh,
he's arrested for criminal mischief.
Hey, you know, that sounds great. You know the guy that was on HBO? I don't know if you know his story. This guy was on HBO. He was the owner of the Cat House.
Oh yeah, he passed away.
In Nevada, right? But you know how he started? He was in South Lake Tahoe,
yeah.
and he owned a mechanic shop.
Oh wow.
And then one day he was like, wild hair up his ass. He went out and checked out the place, and it was a toilet in the Cat House. Anyway, he ended up buying it, redoing the place, building it up, and made it into the flourishing establishment that it is.
Yeah.
72 years old, he was out partying it up for his birthday, and I guess just whooped it up a little too much and croaked last week. Which, I mean, 72 years old, the last 10 years of his life or 20 years of his life made him like 110 years old because, he was doing a little bit too much.
Yeah.
But he won the election. He was running for office.
Oh yeah, he won.
And he won the seat. And he's dead.
That's not surprising. A dead guy won the Treasury
pretty,
Command in Oceanside last election.
Pretty amazing, huh? So they just
they
he
have
won.
to-
So now
They give it to the next Republican down. A
So
Republican won by default, which is kind of fucked up because that's how it is nowadays. It has to be by default.
Wait, was
Are
he
you sure
running?
about that?
Was he
Yeah,
running
you know.
as a Democrat or was he running as a Republican?
I believe he's. I don't know. I'm not positive.
Yeah.
I thought I heard that he was a Republican, but that would be amazing. A Republican running a whorehouse. Usually they're just going into them.
They're the ones supplying all the dough. Oh,
No, I mean, you know what, man?
number one sell.
Just remember this:
Buyers. Mhm.
the Republicans are winning the majority of elections. So for the Democrats to control anything right now
They ain't got a rap
is
sheet
very
all that
surprising. Everybody was surprised.
Maybe it'll be a good thing.
So,
I don't know.
and then they're only running half.
So what's
So
it?
yeah,
Oh no,
what's
they're
what's it
anything
look
they
like now?
put up
So
is without
Mark's statement about
We're
the only
talking
way
about-
Republicans win is by default.
Well, that's what you know. I
they'll
was
be
just
able to
kinda on
shut
that
down
part.
anything, and they'll still get another
The
Supreme Court.
course.
the way Democrats win is by lying about
Well,
what the
you know.
Republicans are doing.
So here's the big thing is that
There's
we
always a bloody gov in the
we,
middle with the check.
we celebrated all the women who have come in to clean the house.
Oh shit!
92, so 118, the most in history to own whole or have a seat. This is the most so a big push.
So let me ask you this.
Recently, 16
Let me
brand
ask you
new
this.
faces.
Okay, and also there's the most women ever to come out and vote.
I'll give it
Right.
at least there's new people.
Look,
And they
So-
voted Democratic
so let
because
me-
of the support and
of
the
course.
Kavanaugh thing.
because they hate fucking the orange man.
But it hurt them. Everybody
It hurt.
lost. Everybody
Lost.
all the senators the Democrats who went against Kavanaugh, they all lost.
Which
Oh, really?
hey, I'll tell you this.
Yep.
Wow. I didn't know.
Let me
that.
tell you.
They
Let me tell you
all
this.
Cool.
If that is not an indicator of what problems are ahead,
Things are about to
Look.
get harder.
let me explain.
Oh, dude, we're about
There's
to
a
have the
reason
most
why when I
highest
told you,
economic collapse.
hey, when I told you that I didn't vote for any women on my ballot, there's
Okay.
a reason for it,
Why?
and you're going to see it come to fruition.
Method to your madness?
There is a method to the madness.
Oh,
What's the
And if
snap.
you're a Bible thumper, in there you will see That is not supposed to happen.
Which-
they do not run the fucking
That's
show.
actually
Would this
incorrect.
They
be,
do
would
not
this
run
be
the
in
show.
Revelation?
That
They
is
do not-
totally
Who
incorrect.
is the head of the household?
They are just not
Who
allowed
is the head of the
to
household?
be a quote unquote
dickhead.
pastor.
Who is-
That's the only thing.
Who is the
A
head
woman
of
can
the
still
household?
be
Arnold Schwartz.
There's
A
nothing.
woman can
There's,
be king.
there's nothing to do with government or
Who is-
anything.
Oh, no, dude.
I'm saying though,
Women can
the
be
Yes.
government is an
kings.
extension of
She's a
family.
hermaphrodite.
No.
It is an extension
was
of the family.
She
How
got
No,
to
it's
the
not.
point where she
Government's not an
changed it
extension
right
of family.
before then. No.
this
You,
is, okay,
that's a
look,
reach right
look.
there.
A reach around.
Hey, our world, our government should be run.
I'm
like,
trying to agree with
should
you,
be
but I
run-
can't.
Should be run like a family. There's the head, and then it controls everything else. Right? It's just like a family.
Like your wife.
You can't have it being reversed. It's just not.
I understand what I'm trying to. I'm trying to go. With
Definitely
I'm
like
trying to be
his
as
wife.
chauvinistic as you. I'm trying, but there's
to be-
nothing. There's nothing in the Bible that says anything about a woman in a position of leadership or government. Not
Because it wasn't.
Except
what
at
it
the table.
talks
Because it
about.
didn't happen.
What it talks about is
Women have been kings.
That was in the New.
No, I'm
That was in
talking
the Old
about the
Testament. We're
Bible.
talking about the
no,
New
no,
Testament.
no. But
It
no.
was
What I'm
rewritten.
saying. What I'm saying. I'm trying to. Yeah, there's nothing. It's about when you're saying about
funny-
family. When you're
funny-
saying family, yes, the man is supposed to be the quote unquote head of the household, whereas
No, there's no explanation.
no,
It's pretty simple.
No.
Babe.
However, you know what it says: the man is supposed to love his
Right,
wife
right.
like Jesus loves the church, and what
Right.
that means is the man puts his wife first.
Cleave
that
to
he loves her so much
Cleave to
and
her.
just. Will do
That's-
anything for her.
And
The
that's-
man's supposed to be busting his butt for his
Hey, but
family.
when
That's
he
what the
said-
and his
Yellow
kids.
Deli believes in.
And the kids
The-
are supposed
the
to mind
lady with
parents.
the 12
But when
tri-
it says he's the head, it
12
also
thorns.
means he's also it's not how it's being portrayed by CNN and stuff. It's basically the man is friggin' giving to his family. He's not just going to work and then being a dick and
Hey,
then
I'm fine with
It's a
all
trap.
that. I am fine with all of that.
yeah.
But at some point where
You're
there's
saying you don't
Look,
trust a woman.
look,
Go ahead.
when-
Now go ahead. Here's the
I'm
rope.
okay
Hang
with,
yourself.
I'm okay with all. I'm okay with all that. We should love each other.
Yeah, you're supposed
all
to.
that stuff. Yeah. Okay. Fine. But when we come to a
Fuck
disagreement,
that. Oh.
and it's in the family's best interest, and you don't want to let it go, and I'm like, hey,
Eat a dick.
stand down.
Oh yeah.
Cease
We've
and
had
desist.
with
Then
my wife.
fucking know your role. Stay in your lane.
At the
Get back in
end, you're
that
supposed to
kitchen.
lovingly say, honey, you're gonna have to trust me on this one, and that's it. Yeah, my wife knows that too, because I am still the. I agree with you there.
I'm still the man.
No, at
You
the
know
end of the
what?
day,
It's a man's
if
world.
I let her make a ton of decisions,
It's
and
a
then she
man's
just
world.
and she should because she's very smart with all the stuff that I just don't even want to deal with. I'm just like, honey, that's all you do it. But then at the end of the day, when it comes down to like that jerk, I was gonna friggin'
Right.
I saw the text. I was gonna knock the guy out.
Right.
That was it
So let me put
But-
it in real words that
for the
that will
government.
make
Lay it out
sense.
as smooth as peanut butter.
Here's how
Smooth as peanut butter.
so everybody can understand it. Lindsay Lohan and Pamela Anderson broke it down and said that this whole feminism thing is out of hand. It's completely out of hand.
This is recent. They said that.
This is recent.
These are coming from
Yeah.
the most
Lindsay Lohan
pornographic women.
apologized,
No.
but Pam Anderson is like. this
So
is-
we're agreeing with Pam.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're
This
talking
is
about a
completely
lady
out of
whose
hand.
kids skateboarded out of her twat.
Is this true? Hey,
You gotta hear me out here, okay?
feminism has got out of
This
hand.
is
story.
It actually
if
has
this
gotten
woman
out of
says
hand.
it,
I
you should
completely
believe
agree
her.
with it. This whole feminism, because
here's-
it's non-biblical or anything.
Right. Here's the issue that I have. We cannot afford to get these lesbians in control. We absolutely cannot allow it to happen.
There would no longer
This
be a
is
head
going to
horse.
be a huge problem in this world. There's going to be arguments for issues that
We'd be
are
a
not
penal
relevant.
There's going to be chicks and they're going to argue over stuff too
That
much.
is not going to be relevant
So what? Dick's gonna go back to chicks?
to bettering this country,
No,
getting shit done.
It went from chicks to dicks, back to chicks.
Again,
I think with this number of women in control, it won't be a cold war. It'll be a silent war. Women won't be talking to each other.
That's manipulative.
The cold shoulder war.
Hey, when you
silence,
have,
ladies, I love you.
when you have
deadly.
no use for or regard for a penis,
Okay.
and the one carrying the penis, then how sensitive to their issues are you going to be?
They got the
You
magic
could give
bullet.
a fuck if they all die.
Man.
You know what I'm saying? They froze enough sperm. They don't give a fuck. If we could all go by the wayside.
They got the magic
and they
bullet.
would care less.
They don't need the man.
They would be happy. They
EMP
want
happens,
us
it all
fucking
melt.
gone. Do we not know that? That those bitches are trying to take over the fucking world?
Nada din dada. They're not trying to take over. What's up, Christopher Perbini?
Are you
Christopher
fucking
Beanie,
kidding?
what's happening?
They're trying to take over this fucking world. We cannot allow it to happen.
You can't stop it,
Here's
man.
the thing.
You can't stop
I'm saying,
it.
for a government official, I could see myself if she had the right characteristics and was talking about the right stuff.
Bullshit.
Bullshit.
No, I could see myself voting for a
No more
Republican
bitches in office.
lesbian.
Bullshit.
Fuck that.
I could.
No way.
Bullshit.
I could.
I will
now,
never ever vote.
now, as long as she was pro-life,
We already had girls try to do
she'd
that.
have to be pro-life.
We already tried.
I don't-
Women tried to do that. Rosie
Burton Ramsey,
O'Donnell.
what's Dave
Do I have to
Medina,
go
what's
down the
up?
list? No.
I didn't say I would vote for Rosie O'Donnell.
I'm just saying, people already
I
tried to
could
do
see
this.
myself
No.
voting for
Taking over the
a
world in other
Republican
means.
lesbian. I could vote for it.
Hey, what happened in
If
Georgia?
if she was sound
Georgia.
on taxes and
Georgia.
gun and
Georgia.
loosening up the gun laws and stuff,
Georgia.
you know, I could.
Georgia.
But she'd also have to be cool with me doing my Christian stuff, man.
Georgia.
Yeah,
Look,
there you go.
you can't pick and choose.
You-
You gotta pick your poison.
I'm telling you, it's the only way I could vote for her.
Waiter, give me another.
Here's
No.
the issue.
I have
you have
voted
an
for
issue,
women.
here's a
Nikki
tissue.
Haley.
Oh.
Nikki Haley, who was for the United Nations,
The United Nations
ambassador.
representative.
Yeah, that chick is awesome.
Okay.
She is.
Yeah.
Even
no.
when friggin' Trump badmouthed her later on, I was just pissed me off. She was a great representative for us. She really was.
Here, what's the issue, Rick?
She is. If you research her, look about where she
I'll have
stands and
to
everything. She's freaking cool. I would vote for her if, like, let's say she's the Republican nominee and so is a Democrat. It wouldn't even matter, but I would vote for her in a friggin' heartbeat. Now, Sarah Palin, I could not vote for her.
She's evil. She's fine, but she's evil.
Is she
She's a
still
good-looking lady,
alive?
but she's
Guy would put it in her
freaking.
butt.
I would definitely.
She
can get it. She
no,
can still
no,
get it.
her voice just annoys the living crap out of
All
me.
right,
You
man.
got a point there.
Her
me ask
voice
you this.
annoys
Sarah
it.
Palin's
I,
got a
It sounds like her dog.
Let me ask you this. Then.
I wouldn't want to be a wolf around her because she's going to shoot the wolf.
When
she's
when
a
you're
She's a hunter.
when you're a Republican or a Democrat,
No matter what.
you are obligated to vote a certain way for your party
Maybe.
at times,
At times.
Sometimes.
whether you agree with it or not.
Okay, so
No,
tell
I
me,
just-
can you explain what happened
That's
in
not
New
true.
York then?
That's not true.
Yeah,
You're
explain.
supposed to.
No, you're
Explain what
supposed
happened
to.
in New
But
York,
however,
then.
Yeah,
if I was
what
a
happens in
Republican
New
or
York?
something was totally screwed, I'm not going to vote. Or a Democrat.
You say that, but
I was
you
a
want to be
Democrat
in
for-
office later.
Osea Ortega?
Yeah, probably not.
What happens in
But
New
I
York?
would take it
The
now
young
with
lady
social
who is
media. You
now
can
governor
take it to the people.
Of New York?
Oh, the
They will-
29-year-old?
They
Yeah.
will sell
Yeah,
their
no,
soul.
that's a good thing.
Absolutely.
We need
To
young
have
blood
that
up in
seat.
that office, dude. A lot of old fucks are not
When
knowing how
Nancy
to do shit
Pelosi
these
was
days.
quoting scripture, what was it last?
She was getting it right.
Oh my gosh!
Never get it right.
She doesn't even know what the heck she's
She was
talking
getting
about.
it right.
Hey, I think a
No, she isn't.
Yes, she
Nancy
is.
Pelosi wouldn't know
That's,
scripture.
hey, that's the devil in sheep's
She was
clothing.
doing better than Trump has.
Oh.
No, Nancy Pelosi is the devil in sheep's clothing.
She's freaking.
A
She
part
was
of her,
quoting.
She's just
Hey.
an old bat.
Hey, when she looked at the Bible and
Her like
and
Mason.
recited
I'm surprised you
scripture,
didn't
Wait,
turn
that's
into
not the way I
flame.
wrote
a
it.
part of her melted.
That's why. That's not
I
the way
was
I
laughing.
wrote
I'm
it.
all, you're quoting scripture?
She's
Hey,
reaching.
but she was getting it more
Around.
accurately than your boy Trump has ever. When
You know
he's
what?
I never said Trump was a Christian.
No. Trump, hey,
Two Corinthian.
why is
that's
everybody so
hysterical.
worried
That's
about
dumb.
him as a person?
Just dumb.
Let God figure that out.
Yeah.
Just
It's
let the man do
over.
his job.
You guys are
Katie
so
bar the
naive.
door.
Let
You
him
guys
go.
are
He's
so
just a
naive.
fat.
Oh, what do you
You
think?
guys are fools.
You think he's getting impeached?
Just let
There's
guys are
zero
suckers,
chance he's
man.
getting impeached.
what?
Probably more likely now, but he's
He
getting
has-
so much pushback.
No.
His AG getting rid of. Oh my God! There's
Dude,
just too many things
I got a
falling into
question
place
for you.
now.
If
He's
a black,
gonna win
if a black
re-election.
guy can make it 8 years without getting shot in office, this fucker can make it.
Hey, not everybody can be Colin Powell.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Oh man!
I like Colin Powell.
Oh man!
Colin Powell's cool. But I'm telling you, Nikki Haley, I would definitely vote for her.
Pelon
Did
She's
anybody
freaking
ever-
awesome.
I'm not voting for any chicks. That ain't happening.
Never. Okay, he just can't do it. I would. There are some.
How can I win? They're not supposed to be there in the first place.
Hey, wait, what's the difference between? Okay, never mind.
Anyways, I disagree. But
If you got two
Hey,
lesbians running for
let me
a
ask you
race,
this:
it'd be
Has the
lickety
world
split.
got better or worse?
Huh?
Has the world got better or worse?
yeah, but it's all biblical. It's just
Has the
supposed to
worst
happen.
got
The
better or
world?
worse? The world.
The world.
Yeah.
The
As a
world has
whole.
got full of people.
Has it got worse?
At this point, China's not rejecting our
let me ask you
plastics
this: when the 40s, 50s, 60s, whatever,
because there
was
was
the world
less
a better
people.
place then?
Yeah, there was less people.
50s and 60s, it was a much better place. Although
People weren't complaining about traffic.
I
in the
do,
50s and
I would
60s.
agree that there was, Here's the thing where it all comes from.
We could trail off on this for all night.
Yeah,
What's up,
I mean, come
Kajar?
on.
just
Here's the
saying.
thing.
Welcome
Here's
to the
the
Pelon
thing.
and
When I was
Chubby
growing up,
24-hour.
it was, and this is being honest,
24
it was
hours.
okay
Oh,
to just
Pelon.
throw a word
If you
around
got
that I
time,
became
it's a
uncomfortable.
blow.
Calling guys,
know.
fags and all that stuff. And it was just like totally acceptable. You saw it in the movies and
Those were the
everything.
days.
Now, having said that,
Flamer.
and now it's,
No.
but at no point did I think it was cool to, discriminate against somebody or hurt them physically or anything.
Or pull their
And
arm.
now it's gone so far the other way that
Kids are
if you
being
don't
yanked out of
embrace
polls.
that lifestyle, just don't completely embrace it.
Right.
Suddenly you're a prude or a jerk or
Well, you're the asshole now.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
and
but
I'm just saying. All I'm saying is I personally don't care. That's between you and God now. I don't care. I'm not supposed to judge, and I don't care.
Judge or not be
I
judged.
don't now. But just like I said, it goes back. Just don't sell drugs. Just don't shoot drugs in front of my kid, and we'll be okay.
You can suck a cock, but don't shoot up.
Well, no, don't do that in front of my kid either.
Well, that's what they're doing.
Well, that ain't gonna happen. Anyways, but my point
Anything
is
else
the
in
world
this lovely news?
in the 50s and 60s that was it looks like I wasn't there, but it looks like it was what I'm talking about, the economy, and
I mean, there was stuff going on.
people
then,
could
too.
buy homes like no problem, and
There was
everything
stuff
with
going on,
one
too,
job.
but-
And,
but
like you
here's-
were talking about the two people
There
who
was
working.
wars going on then.
Yeah, Korean War.
Well, duh. There's been world.
No, the Second World War
has
was
there been
the
a year
first
where there was?
I'm saying
revolutionized.
50s.
That was the only time that the country actually worked together and started doing shit for one another and stuff like that. And then, everything went, and they're like, there goes.
Has there not
Camelot.
been wars ever since the
Oh,
sun
dude,
has come up?
you got to think about. We got to talk about the Bible.
I mean,
that war's been
Grenada.
going on for like A.D.
Right.
fucking, and they're still being fought overseas to this
Right.
day. All right.
Yeah, but that's all
the
biblical.
most
It's gonna
longest living
continue
war. All the
until-
other ones are just
Jesus
Right.
comes back.
they're made up for they're
Yeah,
made
but
up for
that, we
monetary
can't just
gain
we can't just
only.
bank,
We can't
go on
just
that because
bank.
look at a year in the Bible could be 1,000,000 years.
Yeah,
So
and that war's still
so
going on.
my thing is this:
in that book,
how do we like just how the stock market crashed and burned, the real estate self-corrected, everything's self-corrected. How do we self-correct ourselves as a world? How do we fix ourselves? And I think the way that you do it, the right way to do it, is fucking knock everybody back a little bit. Correct the economy. And the way to correct the economy is keep people at home. Keep one person at home, taking care of the kids like they're supposed to.
It's a
Our
nice
whole-
thought. If you can make it happen, great. I'd vote
all
for
the
you.
issues that we
if you
have
can make that happen
right
Rick.
now is for kids not being taken care of and growing up to be fucking gangsters, mobsters,
do you believe about
drug dealers, all that bullshit. If we were at home
won't
taking
even
care of
make
these
it to
kids
that age
and
before the
loving these
economy
kids,
crashes.
none of this shit would happen. None of it. None.
I
They'd
don't
have
know.
better values.
Well,
and
you
morals.
got to have some
Environmental
values to it.
scientists, we only said we have 10 years until
Incapable.
shit goes down anyway.
Right. So what? We just fucked it all off. So just forget about it.
Well,
No, I just take my kid to
Or
church.
can I
and-
offend some people and say, "Fucking women, get your asses back home"?
Get me to the church on
Where you're
time.
supposed to be.
Not all the
Yeah,
answers.
you gotta go.
Not all the answers
Can
are
I
here
say
in
that?
church, though.
Can I be the
It's
dickhead that
because
says
people,
that?
and I'm
You
saying
know, and
go
are you offended, fucking feminist motherfuckers?
get your butt
Sorry
to church.
about it. Sorry about it.
Take your
Sorry
family
about it.
to
Let's
church.
take care of our kids. Can somebody other than some fucking piece of shit daycare person that doesn't give a fuck about the
Motel
kids
staff.
taking care of the fucking kid? Can we just fucking get back to taking care of our fucking kids?
Oh, we got daycares for that.
Can we do
Remember?
that? Can we make it to where we don't have to pay $1 billion for a fucking phone? Let's get rid of these fucking phones.
No, that's a
Holy
subject I'm
fuck.
down to talk about.
Yeah.
Fuck
Oh my
those
God,
motherfuckers
man. Can we get
and the
rid of
phones
these?
and the little
We're
bitches that
making-
want to say we want to
everybody's-
drain you just to have
everybody's being
communication. And
slaves.
We're covering a lot of topics now.
Slaves
We're
to
done.
the
what a bunch of
phone.
fucking Nazis.
Think about how. Hey, think about. You know what? All these people want freedom to do everything, yet you're bringing in everything into your life that is taking away your freedoms. These fucking phones are taking away your freedoms. The credit that you're racking up is taking away your freedoms.
Yeah.
Everything that you're doing in life is taking away your freedoms. Yet you preach that you want to go suck a cock or be a fucking whatever you want to be and all this bullshit. Do all the drugs you want. Don't tell me what to do while you're fucking killing yourself. Can somebody help you from killing yourself, or are you too big for that too? You want to run your own fucking show, then run it responsibly. Why not just we're running this motherfucker into the ground so that we just crash and burn as a people? We're going to fucking be eliminated because you want your rights that you don't know what the fuck to do with, and you proved that this election. You went out there and voted for shit and didn't even know what the fuck you're voting for. But you want more control over your life? You want more control over my life by voting in shit? Before you want to control my life, get your shit under control and stop fucking dreaming. Stop dreaming and thinking that you know what the fuck you're doing. Before you fucking run this car into the ground. We are going to be no more, and then you're going to be like, oh, fuck, I fucked up. Well, no, you know what? I don't want to just sit back and wait. I'm going to be the dickhead. I'm going to be the asshole in your life that says, get back in the fucking house, people. Take care of your fucking children.
That's why you bought the fucking thing.
Take care of your children. You don't deserve any fucking rights.
Most of the people work all day while their dogs are at home lavishing the AC that you're fucking paying
You don't
for.
deserve the rights that you're
masters of the
requesting.
dogs.
He doesn't
Animals are
always
fucking
speak for all of us.
Your
just so
rights
you know.
should be denied. Denied. Because user fucking error.
Error.
Anyways, for the life of me and the party, the show can go on.
God bless
this
everybody,
week
and
has all the
Kick off your shoes and get back in the motherfucking kitchen.
anyway, he doesn't. While a point of view.
Okay, I am over the top, but I guess in order to meet a happy medium, you have to be over the top on your end, because on their end, they're over the top with all the shit they're requesting.
Well, they're certainly.
They got
over the
this
top.
laundry list of shit that they want. but they don't wanna
Lingerie?
do shit to get it.
Lingerie. What are we talking about?
what?
A laundry list.
Oh, laundry list.
That they all want.
My wife
They don't
listens
want
to
to do
lingerie.
anything
I
for
got to
it.
go buy her
So,
some.
Okay,
so they're
so-
extreme on theirs. I got to be extreme on mine.
Oh, we're
and
gonna
let's
be
get back to the
cock-blocked. We're gonna
50s
be
and 60s
cock-blocked.
and fucking,
It's about to be blocked.
do the things you're supposed to do.
Go for it, Chubby.
right about now. It's about that time.
Chubby's
Clean up
blocking
your
us.
backyard before you ask for
Hey,
anything.
access denied.
Clean up your own
well-
backyard. Anyway, this has been another episode of the Pelon and Chubby Show coming to you every Wednesday at 6:30. Share the show. Tell your
ride
friends
the
about it. It's the only
peace
way we
train.
can
Come on,
become
ride the
And I'd
peace
like to see
train.
you guys on the
Live.
train saying that you were supporting our show. And
worldwide. Tell all your friends about it.
I am Mark the Blind Guy, so deal with it. Don't think it's a bad idea. Somebody commented
Anyways, we
that
don't
to
know.
me
We're
on
not
the chat.
always
It was
angry.
cool.
Jay the Holy Roller,
I got angry
always-
earlier, and I've calmed down.
Chubby,
We have our priest,
the
Chubby,
guy is
Jay
here.
the Holy Roller.
the guy,
The guy.
and
we will be here.
Pelon Sancho.
Yeah,
Oh,
I will be here next week.
We
We'll
will
all be here next week. Tune into Pelon Chubby. Tell your
God,
friends to tune in.
what's going to happen when feminists start tuning into us? Then our show will
Hey,
blow up, man.
You know what? If they actually want to send over stuff and explain why they feel like it's so important, fucking send over your
please,
shit.
we like to be educated on this because
get all
we
fucking
don't
butthurt
know
and
what the
everything,
fuck
but
you're
just-
thinking about. It's
For the
very
record, I
confusing.
would vote for Nikki Haley for president.
Okay.
2 points, and that's
Nikki
the second
Haley?
time he said
Hey,
Got the Holy
Jay,
Roller
Jay the
vote.
Holy Roller's a sellout. Fuck him.
Fuck 'em. Oh, shit.
He's
I
working.
like
for the
ladies.
enemy.
I like the ladies.
I do too. It's not an issue of that.
I know.
I just don't believe they should be in control.
Okay.
Period.
I
Period.
disagree.
Period. They are not supposed to be running shit.
I disagree. Okay.
Thanks for tuning in.
Anyway.
Until
Good
next
night.
time, see ya.
See ya.
Good night, everybody.